historic Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl. This afternoon, the Army Black Knights of the American Athletic Conference take on the Yukon Huskies. Now, with the call of today's game, along with John Denton and Molly Cotton, here's Kevin Gale.
Welcome to a winter wonderland in Boston. Snow fell overnight, game time temperatures in the low 20s with the sun shining bright for kickoff. The perfect atmosphere for a late December bowl with two teams from the Northeast. It's the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl between Connecticut and Army West Point right here on Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio. Happy holidays, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us inside Fenway Park, America's most beloved ballpark. I'm Kevin Gale with John Denton. Molly Cotton will join us from the sidelines. UConn enters this game with lots of question marks. The Huskies finished the regular season red hot. 8 wins in the last 9 games, including a victory over the ACC champs from Duke. But head coach Jim Mora departed for Colorado State, and star quarterback Joe Fignano opted out of today's Fenway Bowl to focus on the NFL draft. John, how's interim head coach Gordon Samus handling these changes?
Well, he's pretty much closed ranks. I mean, they've closed practices. They are really, I think he's trying to get his team's attention because there have been so many distractions with Jim Mora leaving, as you mentioned, for Colorado State. And in fact, Gordon Samus is on his way to TCU after this game today, so as the offensive coordinator. So a lot of different moving parts and pieces for UConn. He, like I said, kind of put barbed wire around his team, trying to keep them focused. He's not doing many interviews. He's trying to get his team really focused to drill down against an Army team that's going to present a lot of challenges today.
Toledo's Jason Candle was named the next head coach for UConn. He'll be watching with a close eye today. The Huskies face an Army team taking the field as we speak, looking to bounce back from a heartbreaking loss against Navy in America's game. The Black Knights let a 16-7 lead slip away in Baltimore. The offense went quiet in the second half. The defense had so many close calls late to force a turnover and secure that win. John, how can Army take back control of this game against a UConn program in major transition?
Well, I tell you, I think Jeff Monken has this Army team ready to go. All they need to do is go watch video of the Army-Navy game. There's 2 or 3 things that they didn't do that they needed to do to win. Number 1 was take care of the football. I think he'll have them ready today. His record in bowl games at Army's good. They're 5-1. They're precision-based. They're disciplined. We're going to talk about their offense all day today, but they're going to present some real challenges for Connecticut on the defensive side of the ball, especially from a recognition standpoint.
Moments away from kickoff here at Fenway Park. Army and UConn getting set to go. Before the kick, let's check in with our Coca-Cola Bowl Season radio studio crew, Hoppy Kercheval and Brad Howe.
I'm Hoppy Kercheval with Brad Howe in the Coca-Cola Bowl Season radio studios. Brad, how do you see this matchup between Army and UConn?
UConn's back in this bowl, Hoppy, for a second straight season, and this is an easy trip for the Husky fans to come and watch, but it's a team that's missing critical pieces, both on the player side and coaching side. We know UConn head coach Jim Mora is off to Colorado State. On the Army side, we know what they bring. No opt-outs and a relentless running attack, and that's obviously where you start with the keys to this game. UConn's defense allowed nearly 5 yards per carry and 23 rushing touchdowns today. This is not the team you want to see when you've had trouble stopping the run.
We'll be with you throughout the game today at halftime. We'll have highlights of our game, report to you on all the bowl games today. Now it's time for the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Here again, John Denton, Molly Cotton, and Kevin Gale. Kevin?
All right, guys, thanks so much. We're doing our best to stay warm up here in the WEEI Red Sox radio booth, high above home plate here at Fenway Park. Kickoff temperature hovering around 24 degrees. Molly Cotton has the tough assignment today, navigating around the snow piles down on the sidelines. Molly, how are the field conditions down there?
The field conditions are fine, guys. It is. It is cold. The heaters are set up on both sidelines, so much so I may have already burnt gloves, and that's a rookie mistake on my part. But I'm trying to warm up and keep warm throughout this game, as are the players. But this is a great crowd here at Fenway Park. You've got players, a lot of local guys will get to that throughout the game. Has lots of friends and family in support for these guys today.
All right, Molly, thanks so much. We saw how well the UConn fan base showed out last year. The best attended Fenway Bowl in history, nearly 28,000 fans as UConn dominated UNC 27-14. Crowd was barking. Jim Mora celebrated it like a championship. And this season, UConn is playing in this Fenway Bowl, the 4th annual edition, for its first ever 10-win season as an FBS program. It's a great credit to how Jim Mora completely changed the culture in stores. Both teams taking the field now. Sun shining towards center field here at historic Fenway Park. Bright sunshine, no clouds. UConn will receive the opening kickoff. White helmets, white pants, navy blue jerseys. Army getting set to boot it away. Black helmets, white jerseys, black pants.
Going to be interesting as Army won the toss deferred, so they kick it away to a UConn team that's going to show us a lot of new faces on the offensive side of the ball, particularly at quarterback. Going to be interesting to see what they roll out here right off the bat.
Anderson Britton boots it deep for Army West Point. The fireworks shoot off, and we are working in Boston. Off the goal line, Mel Brown looking for some space to the near right hash marks. He is doubled over at the 25-yard line. And here is the mystery answered. Nobody, including interim head coach Gordon Samus from UConn, would confirm who the starting quarterback would be. Let's take a look. The starting lineups are presented by Coca-Cola. Game day calls for an ice-cold Coca-Cola because fan work is thirsty work. Coca-Cola is the official sponsor of Coca-Cola Bowl season. The mystery man taking the opening snap in this game, Kason Farrar, the freshman from Virginia Beach, Virginia. He is just 0 for 1 through the air this season. He has 2 carries, and he takes over for the outstanding Joe Fignano in the 4th annual Fenway Bowl. Out of the pistol formation, 2 wide to the left. Running in motion across the formation, Mel Brown. Handoff goes to the left side. Bruising hit against Victor Rosa. Met in the hole, but he moved the pile forward for 6 yards on first down. That's a nice play to open it up, John.
Yeah, a little stretch play to the left side. You saw Skylar Bell, their fine wide receiver, in motion prior to the play, going from left to right, carrying the safety out of the play, and then they go with the stretch play to the left. Rosa with a decent gain there up to the 30-yard line.
Cam Edwards and Mel Brown will get a healthy diet of carries. Skylar Bell, Raymello Murphy, Shamar Porter, the starting wideouts. Here's a backwards pass to Skylar Bell, looking to heave it downfield as he runs to the sideline, but he's about 15 yards wide of the target. Incomplete. Gordon Samus pulling out a trick play on second down.
Yeah, he's an old quarterback in high school. He can throw it there. He does a good job of just throwing it out of bounds. Trying to go down the right sideline to John Nieder, the wide receiver, who was on a go route down the sideline, but Army had it covered up. They were expecting that, it looked like.
And a
well
late
prepared.
late flag falls here, John. James Carter, our referee, calls intentional grounding on the wideout, Skylar Bell.
He was right on the boundary. If he ran out of bounds, he was going to lose about 7 or 8 yards. And now with the penalty, they're backing up anyway, all the way back to the 21-yard line.
This will bring up 3rd down and long for a UConn offense this season that was one of the best in FBS, converting on the money down, better than 43%, but that was when Joe Fignano was the quarterback. 28 touchdowns, 1 interception all season. The freshman, Kason Farrar, getting set to take the pistol snap. 3rd down and 13. Backed up at his own 22-yard line. Checks the play at the line. 3 wide to the left side. Farrar looking, batted in the backfield. Off a high deflection. It's caught out of the air for a healthy loss. Great pressure right up the middle. Eric Ford, the outside linebacker, blew up that play with the batted pass.
Well, in a passing situation like that, with Farrar getting his first start at UConn, they're going to come after him. And they did. They blitzed him hard. Ball goes up in the air, and a good play, although it's a loss. Good play by Raymello Murphy, the wide receiver, to kind of pluck that one out of the air. And now UConn's going to have to punt from their own end zone.
Army has struggled on 3rd down stops this season. They get a 3-and-out to start the game. Wobbly punt taken at the UConn 45-yard line. Drops actually in front of Lloyd Benson. He was stepping up to return the kick. Takes a UConn hop across the 50. A total of a 50-yard net punt there. And a flip of the field courtesy of Connor Stutz, the starting punter for UConn.
Yeah, he just kind of hit a knuckleball. The ball's hard today. I mean, it's cold. The ball's hard. It's hard to compress. It's not going to be easy for anybody who has to kick the ball, throw the ball, or catch it. I mean, it's just one of those days. That ball he got a very fortunate bounce to get it out of UConn territory to the 45-yard line of Army.
Starting lineups presented by Coca-Cola. We see the Black Knights offense for the first time. Cale Helms getting the start at quarterback, looking to bounce back from the loss against Navy through an interception and completed just 5 of 10 throws. He is a run-focused quarterback. Goes right up the middle on first down for a 3-yard chunk, and that's what we expect to see on a 24-degree day, John. Lots of runs, midline, right up the middle, using that outstanding flexbone offense that's so tough to face if you're a defense that doesn't face the service academies often.
Yeah, instead of the spread, which a lot of teams, and especially the Power 4 play, this is a very scrum-oriented offense. Everything is very compact. Fullback's right behind the quarterback. It's a very, very tough read and recognition job today for this UConn defense.
From the Wasabi Fenway Bowl logo at midfield, handoff goes right side, right into that massive humanity. You called it a rugby scrum. There are about 15 bodies there at the point of attack. Rendina got the carry out of the backfield. We'll see a whole lot of that big boy. 5'11", 240 pounds. He is Montana tough.
Yeah, really, really big back, and he's a squatty body. And for the defenders, he gets so low in the backfield, you can't really see him pre-snap. It's really low. These linemen with combination blocks and sometimes triple teams. I mean, this is hard to replicate in practice, and UConn's making a lot of adjustments here early on.
3rd and 3. Helms goes under center, follows his big fullback Rendina off right tackle. He is short of the line to gain. Needed 3, picked up about 2. UConn sideline going wild with the stop. And this is no man's land just across the 50 at the UConn 46-yard line. John, you going for it here?
I think they go for it here. I mean, I would be surprised to see Army load up and go for it. Helms, he was the guy to key on if you're UConn on that last play. He's had almost 300 carries this year. He is the ground game for Army, and they were keying on him. Let's see where he goes now here on a 4th down.
Army is 70% on 4th down this season. Out of the short shotgun, Helens, keeper, right side, wrapped up at the line and driven back. UConn gets the stop on 4th down. Ethan Hogue, the linebacker, tracked him down for a loss.
Well, it's a great play by Hogue right there, filling the hole. He read it. They're working out of the shotgun, which you don't see a whole lot from Army, but they're working out of the shotgun. That's just a little follow draw play by the quarterback, and Hogg makes the play, and it goes over on downs. That's a huge play for UConn earlier in this game, especially from a field position standpoint.
Umar Diomande was in on the stop, and the UConn defense takes the ball back near midfield. 11:25 to go here in the first quarter. UConn and Army tied up at nothing apiece. You are listening to the Coca-Cola Bowl season radio broadcast of the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
Wasabi is purpose-built to free your business from skyrocketing storage costs and fees from the big guys. Wasabi is the go-to provider for professional and collegiate sports teams around the world. Check out Wasabi's AI-enabled intelligent media storage, Wasabi Air, and the industry's only cloud storage service with triple protection against cyber criminals. Wasabi, driving innovation and data storage for up to 80% less than market competition. Try for free at wasabi.com.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No, I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
It takes a different breed to be the first to respond. The first on the scene. The first to tackle disaster head on. At ServPro, we witness the bravery of first responders almost every day. So to all those who never give a second thought to being the first ones in, this game's for you. ServPro, proud supporter of our nation's first responders.
Wake up, scroll, eat, school, work, TV, podcast, eat, scroll, sleep, rinse, repeat. We've all been there, stuck in the same routine, day in and day out. But in the U.S. Air Force, you can put an end to this endless cycle. With over 200 career options at bases across the entire globe, your exciting future starts here. To learn more and get started, go to airforce.com. Aim high.
Great start by the defenses here at the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl. UConn and Army tied up at nothing apiece with 11:25 to go in the first quarter. 3 and out on the first offensive possession for UConn. Under first-time starting quarterback Kason Farrar, Army West Point also fails on a 4th down conversion. So UConn takes the ball back just inside the 50-yard line on its own end of Fenway Park. Heading out toward the bullpens in right center field. Nice crowd filling in here on a frigid, cold day. This is the coldest game in UConn football history. The only day that was even close was the 2009 Papa John's Bowl down at Legion Field in Birmingham. I haven't felt a lot of Alabama days like this. This is cold even for Boston. Real feel about 14 degrees. Farrar on first down, trying the option play to the right side, keeps it himself, falls forward for a pickup of 2 yards.
Yeah, good play right there by Jack Bosom, the defensive lineman. He just scrapes along, just parallels Farrar as he's trying to run the option play. I see Gordon Samus, the offensive coordinator here for UConn. I mean, they nearly had a disaster with the batted pass on the last possession. Get him working the edges. Give him some short, easy throws to make. Get him into rhythm. That's the biggest thing that Farrar needs right now is some reps with positive results. And the way to do that is with short, easy throws and also let him run. That's his game.
2nd down and 9, still on his own side of the 50. Throws a quick pass across the middle. Oh, caught his own deflection. That's a costly mistake. That's a loss of yardage on a play and something that a first year needs to learn. Let's quickly check in downstairs with Molly Cotton.
Yeah, we see Farrar out there. Coach Samus did say leading up to this game that, if worse comes to worse, he said he can get out there if he needs to, that he's got just enough on him that maybe you can throw him out there and he won't hurt himself. I don't know, guys. It's going to require a lot of warming up on his end with the cold temperatures down here.
I don't know if TCU would like that, Molly, because after this game, Gordon Samus has taken the offensive coordinator job down in Fort Worth. So he might share a flight back to Texas with our own John Denton.
Yeah, maybe. Tomorrow morning, first thing. Great play by the defensive end, by the way, Eric Ford on the batted pass that was caught by Farrar.
On 3rd and 9, it's a stretch run play to the right side. Mel Brown with a little room outside. He comes up just 2 yards short of first down into Army West Point territory. Gain of about 11 yards on 3rd down. So a nice try there to set up 4th down and manageable. Farrar still on the field, and John, really nothing to lose here in bowl season. We're going to have another 4th down conversion chance.
Now, give them a chance to play defense. Both defenses have started this game very strongly. Why not give them a chance? I mean, you're trying to fill up Farrar's gas tank, so to speak, with some positivity here. A conversion here would go a long way toward getting the wheels back on this UConn offense.
Out of the pistol formation, bunch tight. Handoff straight ahead. Cam Edwards now bounces outside. He's got the first down and more inside the 30. Finally wrapped up from behind at the Army 13-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle downfield after a 37-yard run.
Well, a great run right there. The first touch of the game for Cam Edwards. Does a great job cutting it outside, put a couple of moves on, and got down the sideline.
Quick snap. Again, it goes to Cam Edwards for a touchdown. Bolted around right side, 13 yards to pay dirt. UConn up 6-0 on Army in the first.
Well, a good call right there by Gordon Samus. Again, a stretch play to the right side. I think they ran the same play twice in a row. One for the long run down the sideline by Edwards for 34 yards, and then that one right there on the cutback got into the end zone. Good job by the right side of the UConn offensive line. Ty Chan, Brady Wayburn doing a nice job clearing away for Cam Edwards.
That's impressive, too, when you consider some players are missing from that offensive line. 2 starting offensive tackles, Ben Morawski and Karsten Cassidy, opted out of this game. Extra point is up and true for Chris Freeman. 7-0 lead for UConn back in the Wasabi Fenway Bowl for the 2nd straight year. They have the early lead. A touchdown ahead of Army West Point.
There's nothing like that moment when your team clenches a win. Bragging rights, the electric feel of the crowd, your fight song filling the stands. Whether it's Friday Night Lights or waking up on Saturday ready to tailgate, or the hours of excitement of watching games on Sunday, football means tradition. It's synonymous with the fall. Whether you played, cheered, performed in the band, or just like to try your hand at armchair quarterbacking, the feeling of game day never ends. Imagine life without football? You can't. And why would you want to? Football is a powerful motivator for all who take part. Football matters in our lives.
What a finish! I can't believe we witnessed that today.
Join the community and celebrate the game. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Football Matters.
Aisleseats.com is your source for tickets to all types of events, sports, concerts, theater, and virtually anything else that takes a ticket. If your event is sold out or you can't get the quality of seats that you're looking for, that is what we specialize in. Great seats to the hottest events. We can also help if you're on a budget. Many tickets are priced below face value. Best of all, Aisleseats.com has none of the service charges that other sites are famous for. The price you see is what you get. Visit Aisleseats.com. That's aisle with an A. AISLESEATS.com.
Wake up, scroll, eat, school, work, TV, podcast, eat, scroll, sleep, rinse, repeat. We've all been there, stuck in the same routine, day in and day out. But in the U.S. Air Force, you can put an end to this endless cycle. With over 200 career options at bases across the entire globe, your exciting future starts here. To learn more and get started, go to airforce.com. Aim high.
This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl from Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio.
5-play, 54-yard touchdown drive for UConn, capped off by a 13-yard touchdown scamper from Cam Edwards. 7-0 lead for UConn over Army in the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl. I'm Kevin Gale with John Denton. Let's go downstairs to Molly Cotton.
Yeah. Usual here or on this. Obviously, already finding that.
All right, Molly, thanks so much. Having a little trouble hearing Molly down on the sideline. No surprise today. Frigid cold, making the best of the conditions down there. Snowdrifts piled up on the sideline. They had the tarps out on the field overnight. Fenway Park field crew, one of the best in Major League Baseball, did a great job of getting this field ready for Saturday afternoon football. Sun shining down bright now, temperature around 24 degrees. No problem for two teams packed with players from the Northeast who can handle the cold.
Yeah, they're quite used to this. It's about as good a condition as you could have other than the temperature.
Touchback called on the kickoff for UConn. Taken at the goal line by Lloyd Benson. So Army West Point will set up the offense at its own 25-yard line. What can the Black Knights do to get in rhythm here, John?
Well, I think they've got to start, moving the football around a little bit. They were up the middle a lot. They were depending on Helms, the quarterback, and obviously UConn is very, very aware of where he is on the field at all times. He's a big key to this offense, and you can bet that UConn has a player spying him. But they're going to have to move it around a little bit, maybe throw it a little bit, some reverses, some misdirection, some of the things that make this offense work.
On 1st down and 10, Rendina bullies his way through the line, clears out one tackler, and fights his way out 15 yards on 1st down. That's a nice burst to his own 40-yard line.
Yeah, there's a chess match going on right now. There's a lot of shifts in the line defensively for UConn. Defense coordinator Matt Brock moving them around pre-snap. That time, Army saw it. Cade Helms changes the play, and they go right to the space that was created by the shift. That resulted in the big long run.
Helms goes back under center. 1st down and 10. His fullback Rendina. Toss play to the slot back. Out of the backfield. Noah Short. Explosive around left side, but he was tripped up at the 44-yard line. Gain of 4 on 1st down.
Yeah, that play doesn't look like a whole lot. I mean, they're going around the left side. He makes a little bit of a cutback, but you look up and he's made 4.5 yards. That's what this offense for Army does. It confuses you as a defender. It makes you stop for a split second, and the next thing you know, they're by you. Or a play that you think you've really done well defending, they've picked up 4 or 5 yards.
Short averaging better than 6.5 yards per carry in his Army career, 6th best in program history. He goes in motion across the formation, takes the handoff on the jet action, gets a great block on the edge by Rendina, and then he's chased down at the boundary. Minimal gain on the play. Good pursuit there by Brian Parham, the linebacker, and he's right at the line to gain, John.
Yeah, right there at the line. He's trying to get a block at a receiver out on the far side, trying to get a block, but a good job defensively by, I think it was Devin Pringle, the corner for UConn, that stopped him short of the line to gain.
2nd down and 3. Army West Point on its own side of the 50, 47-yard line. Correction, 3rd down coming up here. 3rd down and short. Helms barreling through the middle of that line, falls forward across the 50. It'll depend on the spot, and he's got enough for the 1st down. Doesn't look like much, John, but that is great blocking up front by Army West Point.
They form almost like a wedge from the old days, and they just let Helms just kind of surf it all the way to the 1st down. He got stopped short of the line to gain, but a great job by the center, Brady Small, the guards, Paola Generelli, and Will Jeffcoat got him that 1st down.
2-time first-team All-American Athletic Conference selection, Brady Small, outstanding junior center. So much responsibility in that role for the Army offense. 1st down and 10 for the Black Knights. Handoff goes off left tackle this time. Spinning out of 1 is God's Power Wahihe, the freshman from Garland, Texas. Rich DeMarco, voice of the Army Black Knights, told us before this game he expects God's Power to really take a leading role in this game and start to show what he's got as a first year.
Well, he breaks 2 tackles right there. 211 pounds. He gets low and runs through the 1st tackle. Just keeps those legs churning right up the right hash mark. Picks up a nice gain and another 1st down for Army. Now Army's starting to get into rhythm a little bit, knocking the ice off a little bit.
Mark just short, actually. They give him 9.5 yards. Helms under center, fakes, now drops back to pass, throws one deep toward the end zone, short. He's got it! Touchdown, Army West Point! A 45-yard touchdown strike from Cale Helms to Noah Short. Just the 4th TD pass for Helms this season.
Well, that's what this offense will do for you. Dive play. They suck you in defensively, and then all of a sudden they go play action, and that's a great throw by Cale Helms, a 2nd touchdown catch of the year for Noah Short. But that's what Army does, and they just hit a big play right there, and we're an extra point away from being all tied up.
Oh, all that midline offense over and over again. It wears you down, and then Noah Short can take the top off. He's a speedster from San Jose, California. Dawson Jones on to attempt the extra point into the home plate end of Fenway Park. Drives it through, and that's good to tie up this game at 7 apiece. That was a hell of a good extra point from Dawson Jones. Find hell of a good dips in stores near you. This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl with the score: Army 7, UConn 7. Back after this from Shriners Children's Charities.
Before the bright lights on Sunday, before the draft and pro contracts, greatness starts here. It's the East-West Shrine Bowl, January 27th, 2026, at the Ford Center at the Star. A century-old tradition and the first step to NFL stardom. Every play supports game-changing outcomes at Shriners Children's. The 2026 East-West Shrine Bowl. Today's All-Stars, tomorrow's legends. Visit shrinebowl.com for tickets starting at $26.
Today's cup of Scooter's coffee was sweatily earned in one trip from the car to the apartment door. You knew it could be done. Had to be. 2 trips just aren't your style. This time, 23 grocery bags, gym bag, and takeout? A new personal best. Even got the mail on the way in. 4 flights of stairs? Feeling in your fingers? Who needs it? Not you. So enjoy that delicious cup of Scooter's coffee, you one-trip wonder. Scooter's coffee. You earned it.
This season, the action isn't just on the field, it's in every game day spread. Hell of a Good dips bring bold flavor to every tailgate, made for dunking, scooping, and celebrating every big play. Find Hell of a Good in stores near you and follow on Instagram at Hell of a Good Dips. Start dipping with Hell of a Good.
He's going to hit one deep down the field, and it's caught! It's a touchdown!
There's nothing like that moment when your team clinches a win. The Friday Night Lights, all those Saturday tailgate traditions, hours in front of the TV on Sunday. Football means tradition. Whether you played or cheered along, the feeling of game day never ends. Join the community and celebrate the game. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Football Matters.
What a touchdown drive for Army West Point. 6 plays, 75 yards. It took only 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Capped off by a deep ball from Cale Helms to Noah Short. Not your father's Army West Point offense. We've got a 7-7 ball game to go with 6:01 in the first quarter. And, John, I've been impressed at both of these offenses considering Kason Farrar's in his first start for UConn, and Cale Helms rarely puts the ball in the air for Army.
Well, great play call there on the deep ball. I mean, you go dive play, dive play, dive play. I mean, the defense is so focused on the area, tackle to tackle, then all of a sudden you got man coverage, and Helms saw it, took advantage of it. That's a great, great play call. On the side of UConn, they've starting a guy for the first time ever, Farrar, so they have to have their skill people step up. That's Skylar Bell, the good wide receiver, Cam Edwards, the running back. There was some question as to whether or not he was going to play. There was talk of him, maybe bailing out or opting out on this game, but 2 big carries by him helps take the pressure off of Farrar. So after opening possessions that were less than stellar by Army and by UConn, they now each have had scoring drives, and we've got a 7-7 game with 6:01 left here in the first quarter of the Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
It's great to see Cam Edwards playing in this game, group of 5 All-American. The running back has already found the end zone from 13 yards out. Skylar Bell, the outstanding wideout who showed out in this game last year against UNC, a consensus All-American first in UConn history. Here's the kickoff, taken short of the goal line by Mel Brown for UConn at his own 8-yard line, angling back toward the middle of the field, dodges 2 tacklers, and then met by a host of Black Knights just outside the 20-yard line. UConn sets up shop after a 12-yard return. Culture changes key for this UConn transformation. Coming off an electric finish to last season, they've been very good in close games. Their only losses this season in overtime, John. They won 8 of their last 9. And Gordon Samus, interim head coach and play caller, said, after those back-to-back OT losses, this team got on a roll against Ball State. They locked in their shields like ancient warriors, and with their backs against the wall, they proved that this program remains on the rise.
Yeah, they've had a great, great year, and got on a roll there, as you mentioned. A talented football team.
First down carry goes left side for Cam Edwards. Spins through the hole in the middle of the field and breaks out to the 37-yard line. That is a 17-yard gain on first down, and the backfield has been potent for UConn.
Yeah, big hole right there. That's an A-gap play on the left side. Kyle Juergens, the guard. Wes Hay, the center, doing a great job. And Cam Edwards just does a great job on the cutback. Then he gets hit about the 35-yard line. Looks like he's going down, puts a hand down, does a pop-up, keeps going, picks up another 5 yards.
Edwards, leading rusher in this game, 3 carries for 62 yards. He split out to the left side, takes the screen pass, has blockers out in front, crosses the 40, now the 45, breaks through with flags flying, back on his side of the 50. He was pushed out of bounds at the Army West Point 40, but this looks like a hold on the edge.
Yeah, they're going to get a hold on Romello Murphy, the wide receiver.
Doing the run, holding, offense, number 6, 10-yard penalty from the start of the foul, first down.
That's the 5th-year senior and Arizona transfer, Romello Murphy, just the 2nd penalty called in this game. You've got to be very careful committing penalties against Army West Point. They're one of the cleanest teams in all of FBS.
Yeah, they hardly ever are penalized. It's amazing the few numbers of penalties per game and the little, it's minuscule number of yards they're penalized, but that one's going to come back for UConn. Gavin Shields was the nickelback over on that far side of the field trying to defend that play, who got held for Army.
First down and 20 for the Dogs back at their own 30. Handoff right up the gut. Mel Brown, he is met at the line. Whole bunch of Black Knights in on the tackle that time, led by Caleb Fortner, who has had an outstanding senior season. He is in elite company in the Jeff Monken era, becoming just the 8th Black Knight under Monken to reach 200 career tackles. That's why he's a captain.
Yeah, tackle machine right there, doing a good job. He and the other linebacker, Andon Thomas, they are really, really good players. Get to the football, fill gaps nicely. You saw right there, that play looked like it was going to go somewhere, and then all of a sudden, the door just shut on Mel Brown.
3-yard gain, 2nd down and 17 for UConn. 7-7 game here late in the first quarter. Mel Brown spins off one tackle, left side, fell forward. Jaden Mays came up from his cornerback spot to make the tackle for Army West Point. Minimal gain. That brings up about 3rd down and long as UConn is going hurry up here, no huddle.
Yeah, they're sticking to the run game, too. They're working Cam Edwards and Mel Brown. They're giving Army a little bit of their own medicine. They say, you want to run the football? We can run it as well, and they're doing it with some success.
UConn looking at 3rd down and 11 at its own 40-yard line. Big body moves across the formation. Nader Churchy rolling the pocket that way. Farrar throws on the move across the middle, completes a pass at the 45-yard line, but short of the line to gain. Great play design there on the crossing route for Shamar Porter. Not enough for the first, but these teams have been bold going for it on 4th today.
Yeah, they sure have, and that's a good design right there. You roll out your quarterback, Farrar. He's not having to stand back in the pocket, worry about rush. He can roll out, find his receiver, and make an easy throw, which he did. They stand on the field for a moment looking like they might go for it, but looks like Gordon Samus and the UConn Huskies are going to opt to punt it away.
Freshman quarterback Kason Farrar now 2 for 3 for -5 yards in his first collegiate start. And UConn opts to send the punt team out for the first time. Connor Stutz set to drive it deep. Back to receive Lloyd Benson standing at his own 14-yard line for Army. Shadows creeping over Fenway Park and now motion at the line of scrimmage. It's a false start against UConn.
Yeah, a lot of finger pointing back there, but going to come back another 5 yards. Stutz is going to have to back it up a little bit.
So that'll back UConn a little bit deeper in its own territory. Stutz, the senior punter, averaging better than 45 yards per kick this season. 7-7 game, 2:21 to go in the first quarter.
Well, he needs to be careful with this. Benson's a very good returner.
Benson running to the near right sideline, calls for the fair catch at his own 22, makes a clean grab without much trouble. And the Black Knights take over with 2:24 remaining in the first. Back and forth battle. We will stay right here at America's most beloved ballpark. Cale Helms leading his team back out onto the field after a touchdown drive and one of his longest throws of the season, just his 4th touchdown pass. He's now thrown for over 600 yards. 5th best in the country at rushing the football. This team averages nearly 250 yards on the ground per game, and they lulled that UConn defense to sleep on that long touchdown drive just minutes ago. 1st down and 10 for the Black Knights. Fake the give. Pitch goes outside to Noah Short, looking for help on the edge, lowers his shoulder, skips through one tackler, and picks up about 4 yards when he looked dead in the backfield, John.
Well, they do a good job there. Matt Hoffman, the defensive end, strings that out. That's just the old-fashioned option play there. Couldn't go dive, got to the end of the line, decided we're going to take this thing outside on the edge. And Matt Hoffman led a host of UConn Huskies to keep that play bottled up. That looked like it might go somewhere. They were trying to work the wide side of the field, and a great job stringing it out by the Huskies.
Lee Mollett finished off the play. 2nd down and 5. Helms under center this time, gets the orbit motion from Noah Short. Skipping through the line is Rendina. Look at the big man go out to the 45-yard line. He's pushed down from behind after a 20-yard gain and an Army 1st down.
Man, good running by him. We're seeing a lot of him early, Kevin, and he only had 26 carries all year long, but he seems to be one of the features today, or at least he's going to get the ball because of some of the looks that UConn is giving him up front. They took a huge advantage there of a late shift. And that's what this Army offense will do on the ground. They will attack the bubbles that you give them, the space that you give them at the line of scrimmage.
1st down and 10, just outside the Army 45-yard line. Fake the pitch. Helms now checks down. A pass to the boundary, caught and quickly pushed out of bounds. That was Noah Short along the stripe, matched up by Cam Chadwick. Minimal gain, maybe 1 yard on the pass. This looked like a broken play. Helms was looking downfield.
Yeah, he really was. He decided to check down, And not a bad option there. Go to the sideline with it, pick up a couple of yards, and also you make UConn run a little bit side to side, which let's see if that wasn't a little bit of a setup play there.
Empty backfield this time for Helms. He's got 3 wide to the left side of the formation, calls his own number, running between the tackles. Now bounces to the near left sideline, picks up about 5 yards.
Well, they spread the field that time a little bit more than you usually see out of Army, and that created some more space, some more gaps up front.
Diamande with the tackle for UConn. Black Knights content to bleed some time here. Final 6 seconds in the first quarter, and they will take it down to 0. Army West Point 7, UConn 7. That's the score at the end of the first quarter of the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Now this from Coca-Cola.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
If your child experiences a burn, Shriners Children's is here with world-renowned burn care. The same doctors who innovate procedures for the most serious burn cases are ready with the most advanced treatments for pediatric burn injuries, no matter the degree. Best of all, our care is provided regardless of a family's ability to pay or insurance status. Visit us at shrinerschildrens.org to see why we're the place to turn for any burn. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Right after Turkey and through the new year, it's bowl season today. From big city lights to cold, snowy nights, it's bowl season today. Our gridiron dreams bring us here for our teams, where the fans tailgate and we all celebrate that it's bowl season today. Happy bowl season, everybody.
Hoppy Kercheval with Brad Howe at the Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio Studios. Brad, in the Military Bowl that wrapped up just a bit ago, East Carolina held on to beat Pitt 23-17.
Yeah, ECU wide receiver Anthony Smith was the star in that game. 156 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns in the East Carolina win.
Pinstripe Bowl, Penn State leads Clemson 15-3. Got about 12 minutes remaining. However, Clemson is threatening, Brad.
Yeah, and that's significant because it's been the Penn State defense. It's the story all day. Clemson with just 3 points, less than 200 total yards through 3 quarters. But as you said, the Tigers on the march, and Maya just punched one in.
Yeah, they are. Yes, touchdown Clemson. So pending the point after, it's now 15-9 with 12 minutes remaining. Coming up at halftime, highlights from the first half and more on the busiest day of bowl season. But now back to Boston with John Denton, Molly Cotton, and Kevin Gale. Kevin?
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much. End of the first quarter here in Boston. UConn and Army West Point tied up at 7 apiece. Let's pause 10 seconds. This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl on Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio from First Team. .24 degrees here in Boston today. We expected a defensive showcase, John, but the offenses showed out in the first quarter. Army West Point outgaining UConn 110-82. Impressive start by both teams moving the football.
Yeah, a little bit slow for the offenses to start on that first possession. Looked a little bit rusty, but they got it going. Their second possessions both ended in scores. Army now, as we start the second quarter, 3rd down and 4 at the 48-yard line. Army's starting to get some rhythm now. We saw them mix it up nicely with with the run plays. And the story here early as far as running backs for Army, Jake Rendina. I like the way that guy runs. I like to see the big back. The big guy, it's 230, 240, gets rumbling into the secondary, kind of stomping around. He is big, wide body, right behind Cale Ellams as they line up for this first play of the second quarter.
He's listed as a running back, but for the purposes of painting a picture, he is a fullback. Lone setback in the formation, dodges his way around left side, and he's got another first down carry. Rendina's been the workhorse. He's got more than 40 yards on the ground.
Great job there with the left side of the line. We had a really good look at that play as it developed. And Henry Appleton, the left tackle, Jeff Coate, the guard, Brady Small, the center. He turns the defender almost like opening a door, and Rendina just rolls right through it. Yeah, defenders trying to jump on the pile from behind, just bring the big guy to a slow down.
Second best rushing offense in the country is back in UConn territory at the 45-yard line. 7-7 game early second quarter. Out of the pistol formation made famous by Chris Alt at Nevada. Keeper Hellams bounces right side and runs into a massive humanity. 6 Huskies in there to make the tackle along the Wasabi Fenway Bowl logo. Call that a gain of 1.
Yeah, it's just going right at the right guard's rear end there. That's just a lead quarterback keeper. Doesn't pick up a whole lot of yardage, but I mean it's a physical challenge to stop this offense. I mean, these offensive and defensive linemen, they're going to be tired by the time the day's over with. I guarantee you they're not cold right now. They're working up a sweat.
Hellams just passed 1,200 rushing yards as a quarterback this season, an incredible mark. He is the offense for the Black Knights. Joined in the backfield by Rendina. On first down, looking to throw. Now steps up in the pocket, spins off one tackler, and he is wrapped up at the UConn 36-yard line. Good look there as the Red Sea parted for Hellams.
Yeah, he had 3 wide receivers out in the pattern, and you're right. I mean, it opened up wide, pretty much everything between the hash marks, and he saw the space and he took off. That's what they're going to do. He's going to run it rather than pass it if he's got his choice. And right there, he got up the field. Now they've got about 3 yards to gain.
Matt Hoffman made the tackle. 3rd down and 3. Pivotal down. Rendina hops over the line. Ball is loose in the backfield. UConn hops on top of it. It's a takeaway for the Huskies. Matt Hoffman, after the big tackle in the middle, comes out of the pile with the football. It's a takeaway for the Dogs.
Well, he just tries to go right up and over the pile, and it gets punched out. Rendina kept going over the pile. The ball went backwards. And we've got our first turnover of the game. That's a big one for the UConn Huskies with the stop here early in the second quarter.
Mistake-free football has been key for UConn this season. Just 2 turnovers themselves. On the flip side, the Huskies just created their 17th turnover of the season, top 5 nationwide in FBS. Let's step aside. This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl with the score: UConn 7, Army 7. Now this from Hell of a Good Dip.
This season, the action isn't just on the field. It's in every game day spread. Hell of a Good dips bring bold flavor to every watch party. Made for dunking, scooping, and celebrating every big play. Find Hell of a Good in stores near you and follow on Instagram at Hell of a Good Dips. Start dipping with Hell of a Good.
During bowl season, every team is the away team. And that's exactly who Engine was built for. Whether you're traveling for a big game, big meeting, or your big brother's wedding, if you're traveling in numbers, Engine's on your side. We're the all-in-one platform for group travel that makes every road trip simpler and more affordable, giving you an away team advantage for every away game on the calendar. So to all 82 teams and millions of fans traveling this bowl season, safe travels and may the best road team win. Book travel at engine.com.
The U.S. Virgin Islands is calling out to you. With no passport required for U.S. citizens, no arrival or departure taxes, no need to convert currency, and no Caribbean destination more inviting than St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas. We give you a reason to say yes. Our charming people look forward to welcoming you. We are America's paradise because this, my friend, is the American Caribbean.
Wasabi is purpose-built to free your business from skyrocketing storage costs and fees from the big guys.
Wasabi is the go-to provider for professional and collegiate sports teams around the world. Check out Wasabi's AI-enabled intelligent media storage, Wasabi Air, and the industry's only cloud storage service with triple protection against cyber criminals. Wasabi, driving innovation and data storage for up to 80% less than market competition. Try for free at wasabi.com.
First turnover of the football game committed by Army West Point. Best ball control team in FBS, but a fumble recovery by Matt Hoffman from UConn gives the Huskies possession back. 7-7 game, 12:55 to go in the second quarter. I'm Kevin Gale with John Denton sitting in the WEEI Red Sox booth, high above home plate here at Fenway Park. It is the 4th annual Wasabi Fenway Bowl. UConn looking to go back-to-back with victories after getting the win over UNC last year. UConn, under first-time starting quarterback Kason Farrar, has an opportunity near midfield to regain the lead in this football game, John.
Yeah, big play there by the defense for UConn. Army had a little rhythm. They had a nice little drive going. They were getting into UConn territory. That was a 3rd down and 2. And Army, Jake Rendina had the first down, but coming over the pile, that ball gets popped out. And Hoffman with a nice play. And great field position to start with here at their 40-yard line. Let's see what Farrar and Gordon Samus, the interim head coach, let's see what they decide to do here. They've been rolling him out, trying to get him into the passing game a little bit. The passing game was the story for UConn throughout the regular season, but they were without their quarterback today, Fagnano, so they're going to run it.
Designed run, right side for Kason Farrar, picks up 3 yards on first down. It's rare to see Army West Point outgaining an opponent through the air, but the Black Knights have 40 passing yards to just -5 for Farrar. So I wouldn't be surprised, John, if we see a lot more designed runs for the freshman here.
Yeah, Farrar, the one thing, he's the stats, he's got a completion for -11 yards. An odd play early in the game when the ball that got tipped and Romello Murphy caught it for a 11-yard loss. That's skewing those numbers a little bit, but they're going to be very, very careful with him today where they pick their spots to throw the football.
Cam Edwards switches sides in the backfield. Farrar wasn't ready for the snap. He gets through one tackler at the line and picks up 9 yards on a broken play for a UConn first down. Near disaster for the Huskies, but Farrar was heads up.
Yeah, Farrar, that snap hit him right in the chest. Unfortunately, he was able to control it. I think that confused Army as much as it confused Farrar. Space opened up, and he was able to get outside the numbers and pick up the first down. That's one of those, oops, okay, all good.
Farrar showing off his escapability. We were told he is fleet of foot. He can pick up some yards with his legs and convert on broken plays. We saw proof of the concept right there. That's how he got the starting job, the first of his career. First down for UConn, just across the 50 at the 49. Handoff, left side, no room up the middle for Cam Edwards. Tackle for loss. Good gang tackling there by the Army Black Knights. Eric Ford was there in the middle.
Yeah, those linebackers again. Caleb Fortner right in the middle of it. He might have gotten a yard. I mean, that looked like he just ran into a wall there. Well played by Army that time. Their run fits were perfect. Now, Army going to substitute a little bit, get some different legs in the defensive line. Bringing in Dylan Stowers as one of the defensive linemen. They're doing without DeShantez Gray today, one of their good defensive linemen who's out injured.
Second down and 10 after no gain. Near midfield. Fake the give. Farrar wants to pass, now has to step up in the pocket, and he's tripped up from behind. Great reach on the play by Gavin Shields. He has been outstanding at outside linebacker.
Well, he held that ball a long time. He was trying to get Romello Murphy down the far sideline on a deep route. And Army finally got to him, made him get out of the pocket, and he got taken down. But they were trying to go deep ball right there. Let's see if they try to throw it again. They've got trips on the left side.
UConn has struggled on third down today, 0 for 3. 3 targets to the left side of the formation. Farrar in the pistol, joined by Cam Edwards. Looks to throw. Time in the pocket. Now wrapped up from behind and sacked. Army got home on the play. Caleb Fortner into the backfield for the Black Knights.
Yeah, another sack for him. For our eyes down the field, as a quarterback, you've got to feel that pressure, and he didn't feel it from the backside. That was Fortner. Hello, another sack and another punt situation for UConn.
Andon Thomas in there as well. Those are the stars at linebacker for the Black Knights. Andon Thomas said before this game, I've been playing football for 15 years. This is the last game I'll ever play. That gives you great perspective of why these bowl games matter. Connor Stutz drives a high end-over-end kick back inside the 10-yard line for Army West Point. Trying to dodge tacklers Lloyd Benson. Lost yards on the return. He was stopped at the 9-yard line. Great kick coverage downfield by UConn after a 40-yard punt.
Yeah, Connor Stutz just spirals that one high into the Fenway sky. That was a perfect punt. Came down about the 7-yard line, and Lloyd Benson had nowhere to go. Great coverage there by the Huskies.
Still knotted up at 7 with 9:01 to go in the second quarter. UConn and Army in a good one. You're listening to Coca-Cola Bowl season radio coverage of the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
In 1917, Agnes and Herbert Greer recognized a need for high-quality cold-rolled strip steel. Their solution? They founded Greer Steel and built a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility to produce the highest quality strip steel available. The company was built one customer at a time. It was built with true relationships. Today, Greer Steel not only remains a leader in the industry, but is an extraordinary resource for clients that demand more efficient production, which increases their profit. With a long reputation as an innovator, the Dover, Ohio mill is home to the Laser Matte Finisher, the only unit of its kind in the United States, plus a gold standard metallurgical lab. I'm John Racy, president of Greer Steel, and Agnes and Herbert Greer were my grandparents. We make steel that will meet your requirements and exceed your expectations. To learn more, visit us at GreerSteel.com.
There's been a change in the world of healthcare and in how you'll find your next job. Technology has made it possible. If you're planning your next career move, temporary contract, staff position, a local assignment, or even per diem shifts, look to Staff DNA. You can see all jobs with pay and full details in one place with no need to register. Plus, customize the pay to suit you and your family's needs right in the app with no recruiter needed. Staff DNA, the #1 app for finding healthcare jobs. Download it now.
Right after turkey and through the new year, it's bowl season today. From big city lights to cold snowy nights, it's bowl season today. Our gridiron dreams bring us here for our teams, where the fans tailgate and we all celebrate that it's bowl season today. Happy bowl season, everybody.
You're listening to the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl from Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio.
Back and forth battle here at Fenway Park in Boston. 9:01 to go in the second quarter. UConn and Army tied up at 7 apiece. I'm Kevin Gale with John Denton in the booth. Let's go downstairs to Molly Cotton, who's braving the elements on a frigid day here at Fenway. Molly?
Kevin, you mentioned Andon Thomas and how he'd been playing for 15 years. He'd been playing football for 15 years. Obviously, has been a really big piece for Army throughout his career. And he said playing in his last game, and especially in a moment like this, is surreal. So you've got Army really coming together. And I'll tell you what, UConn, while they've had a lot of opt-outs, you can tell this team is rallying around each other. While there are still guys in the transfer portal, like a Cam Edwards, who has come out and had a successful day so far today. Chadwick, who leads the Huskies in interceptions with 14, he's also in the transfer portal, but he says he has an open mind to returning. And then there's Skylar Bell for UConn, who said this is a brotherhood, and you feel this on the Huskies sideline.
All right, thanks, Molly. UConn has Army West Point backed up. Toss goes right side. Nowhere to go for Noah Short. He was dropped for a loss in the backfield by Damon Brinson, the DB who stepped up for UConn.
Yeah, Brinson does a good job there. And in fact, UConn's done a really nice job in pursuit and stringing out plays like these jet sweeps. You see Short, he had nowhere to go. He actually lost about a foot on the play and brings up 2nd and 10.
That got the big contingent of Husky fans up on their feet, cheering, trying to stay warm. 23 degrees. Real feel now 14 degrees in Boston. On 2nd down and 10, Helms under center for Army. Short goes in motion. Fakes it, now keeps. Helms looking for room to the right side, picks up 3 yards as he's doubled over by the UConn defense. Malichi Greaves in there for the stop. Correction, Lee Mollett, the DB.
Yeah, good read right there by Mollett. That's a quarterback counter. I mean, you got Helms back there. He's counting 1, 2 before he ever starts forward with the football, letting the blocking take shape and develop in front of him. Did a good job just to pick up the 3 yards.
Army's been good on 3rd down today, 2 for 4. Looking for another conversion, backed up at its own 14-yard line. On 3rd and 8, blitz off the edge, picked up, plenty of room for Helms. He steps up, rolls to his left side. He's met at the 22, but that's enough for a 1st down.
All the wide receivers were on the right side of the field that time. All the defenders got pulled that way, and there's a tremendous space from the right hash mark over to the left hash mark. Center of the field opens up. Helms sees that, and he takes off running, picks up another 1st down.
That was a great tackle downfield by Devin Pringle. If Helms gets by him, he could be on his way to the house.
Yeah, he's still running.
Army showing off its ball control offense. Tie game, 7 minutes to go before halftime. Handoff. Helms fumbled it. Drops on top of it in the backfield, covers it up safely. No gain on the play, but Army has had trouble holding on to the football on this cold day along the line of scrimmage.
Well, he's trying to put it in the belly of Carson Smith. I think that's a misread. It's a misread by the running back and the quarterback. They're not on the same page. They're running this option there. He was going to give it to him on the dive, and I don't think Carson Smith saw the same thing that Helms did. Lucky they didn't lose the football right there.
Smith back in the mix after he didn't play in America's game against Navy. Short in motion across the formation, fakes the give. Helms calls his own number, and he's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Diamande, the linebacker.
Yeah, Diamande does a nice job running right through the block of Brady Small, the center. That's another quarterback lead draw, the center leading the way, and he fights through. Diamande does the block by Brady Small and slings him down. Another medium length 3rd down facing Army.
2 wideouts in the formation for Army, plus Parker Pulaski to the left side. He's the tight end in the slot, being marked closely there by Aaron Key. 3rd down and 7. Helms throws, screen pass left side, short with blockers out front. He's got the 1st down and more out to the 40-yard line, and Army West Point converts another 3rd down through the air.
Boy, going quick that time. Got a screen set up to the left side. Good blocking. Helms catches the snap, gets rid of it to Short, and Short takes off up the field. Great blocking play side by Army to pick up the 1st down. They're just methodically picking these 1st downs up. This is what Army offense looks like.
No huddle. Helms again following his blockers right side. Picks up 3 yards on 1st down. Great ball control here in the 2nd quarter for Army West Point.
Yeah, they've got the clock rolling here. 5 minutes left in the 1st half. This drive started back at their own 10-yard line some 4 minutes ago. They're just running the ball and running the clock, controlling things here. Let's see if they take a deep shot again.
They already hit on a deep shot. 40-yard touchdown from Helms to Noah Short through the air. It's like spotting something really special in the wild to see Army West Point go deep through the air. Rendina back in as the fullback. He's the reliable option. Hops through a line of tacklers, and he's got the 1st down out across the 50, taken down at the UConn 49. That was one little quick step in the hole for the big body from Montana.
Yeah, great combo block there by the guard in the center, Brady Small, Jeff Cote. I keep calling those names, but they are making it happen. The precision with which this offensive line works, the way that they work to combine. You also got scoop blocks. There's a lot that they do on that offensive line to make this offense work. And that was a perfect example of it right there.
Long, methodical drive. Army averaging better than 35 minutes in time of possession per game. Rendina again finds a hole right up the middle. Tripped up from behind after a gain of 6 yards on first down. Good reach there by Trent Jones, the D lineman. Again, there are options downfield here for Army. If they can just get through that first line of tacklers, UConn's playing up tight to the line.
Yeah, they've only had the one safety back, and they're looking for a broken tackle. You're right. They're one broken tackle away from busting a big, long run here. Meanwhile, they're churning 4 yards, 6 yards, 4 yards. They've got the rhythm. They're in gear here.
Wahihe takes the snap right up the middle, and he breaks through to the second level. God's power, Wahiwe walks into the end zone for an Army touchdown. West Point got to the second level all right. 42-yard touchdown scamper. First of God's power, Wahine's career.
He was very, very patient. Took the handoff and just waited for a moment, let his offensive line work in front of him, and the door opened and he was through it and into the secondary. We've been talking about, we were waiting to see that, and Wahihe makes it happen on the long run. Great touchdown run.
The freshman from Garland, Texas, an unforgettable scamper into the end zone, straight out toward right center field here at Fenway Park, just in front of those famous bullpens where Torrey Hunter went spiraling in the ALCS. Extra point on its way, snuck just inside the right upright by Dawson Jones. That was a hell of a good extra point. Find hell of a good dips in stores near you. 3:04 to go in the second quarter. Army West Point cashes in a 10-play, 90-yard touchdown drive to make it 14-7 in Boston. You are listening to the Coca-Cola Bowl season radio broadcast of the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
A 43-yard field goal with a ticket to the championship on the line. Here's the snap. The kick is...
At this moment, who you voted for doesn't matter. What kind of car you drive, how much money you make, what kind of music you listen to, or how many followers you have doesn't matter. At this moment, the only thing that does is football. Visit footballmatters.com.
As a referee, I pay attention for a living. While I'm busy watching the game, I need your help keeping an eye on the stands.
If you see something that doesn't look quite right, tell a law enforcement official.
We all play an important role in protecting our communities, and you can help.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
If you see something, say something is used with permission by the New York Metropolitan Transportation Authority.
If your child experiences a burn, Shriners Children's is here with world-renowned burn care. The same doctors who innovate procedures for the most serious burn cases are ready with the most advanced treatments for pediatric burn injuries, no matter the degree. Best of all, our care is provided regardless of a family's ability to pay or insurance status. Visit us at shrinerschildrens.org to see why we're the place to turn for any burn. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
For your family that you promised to give the home of their dreams, let Union Home Mortgage be with you every step of the way and help you deliver on those promises. For military families, VA loans come with no down payments, competitive rates, and no private mortgage insurance. Union Home Mortgage appreciates all that you do for your country, and we want to be there for you and your family. Go to UHM.com to get started today. Union Home Mortgage. Promises kept. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
You're in Coca-Cola Bowl season. Now back to the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
Freshman God's Power Wahihe rips off his first collegiate touchdown run from 42 yards out to give Army West Point its first lead of the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl, 14-7 over UConn. I'm Kevin Gale with John Denton up in the booth. Let's go downstairs to Molly Cotton.
Well, the tone on the sideline for Army is intensity. In fact, the entire message is that is our culture. That's what we've been waiting on this entire game. And guys, with Army having a 1-score lead, this is a team that's used to playing things closely. They played in 9 1-score games this season, including each of its last 6 games. So this is a team that knows how to come together and in clutch times make the big plays and play to their culture like they're talking about on the sideline.
All right, Molly, thanks so much. And head coach Jeff Monken said he grew up in Chicago, a Cubs fan, loved Wrigley Field. This is his first ever visit to Fenway. He said, we really want to show off our academy the right way here today. Off a bounce, it's picked up near the goal line by Mel Brown, trying to slither his way out for a minimal return. He stopped short of his own 20-yard line. Great kick coverage downfield by Army West Point, starting to take control of this game now, John, with less than 3 minutes to go in the second.
Yeah, great drive. You just saw a very Army-type drive right there. 10 plays to cover 90 yards. Took almost 6 minutes to do it. And as you said, God's Power in Ihei with a 43-yard touchdown run, busted it right up the middle to put Army in front 14-7 here with 2:58 left in the first half.
God's Power,
great drive.
He had just 25 yards on 9 carries coming into this game, John. And he celebrated that touchdown, the first of what's expected to be an outstanding career. He's got a lot of game coming out of that Army backfield where it can be tough to get carries because they go deep at running back and slot back. They have about 7 or 8 different options to carry the football.
Well, he's off to a hot start. 8 for 57 so far.
Kason Farrar and UConn looking for an answer. They will go back to their steady diet of runs between the tackles with a first-time starter in at quarterback. Cam Edwards got the carry on first down, pickup of 6 yards, stopped by Gavin Shields.
Yeah, not a whole lot there. Again, we've emphasized the great play of the linebackers and how they work with the defensive front right there. Defensive front does a great job locking things up, and then the linebackers come in to finish it off.
Gordon Samus, the offensive play caller throughout the season, now serving as interim head coach, trying to find options without 2 of his key offensive weapons. Here is Edwards again, trying to stretch it near left sideline. He gets through 1 tackler at the line and skips his way out of bounds near the 36. Good pursuit on the play by Eric Ford, but Edwards just slipped out of that tackle. The junior running back who's in the portal but opting to play in this game, John, looks like a really good option here.
Yeah, got out in the flat, and I'll tell you, I mean, he made a pro-type move right there on Jackson Hammond, the corner, in a one-on-one situation. Made Hammond look silly, frankly, in a one-on-one situation. Goes ahead, picks up a first down.
He's in the backfield again behind Farrar. Pistol formation. Now whistles blow. We've hit the 2-minute timeout. UConn trying to move the football down the field
is a 2-minute
and close up this
timeout.
deficit against Army West Point before halftime with the score. Army 14, UConn 7 at the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. More from bowl season after this from Navy Federal Credit Union.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
Wake up, scroll, eat, school, work, TV, podcast, eat, scroll, sleep, rinse, repeat. We've all been there, stuck in the same routine, day in and day out. But in the U.S. Air Force, you can put an end to this endless cycle. With over 200 career options at bases across the entire globe, your exciting future starts here. To learn more and get started, go to airforce.com. Aim high.
In 1917, Agnes and Herbert Greer recognized a need for high-quality cold-rolled strip steel. Their solution? They founded Greer Steel and built a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility to produce the highest quality strip steel available. The company was built one customer at a time. It was built with true relationships. Today, Greer Steel not only remains a leader in the industry, but is an extraordinary resource for clients that demand more efficient production, which increases their profit. With a long reputation as an innovator, the Dover, Ohio mill is home to the Laser Matte Finisher, the only unit of its kind in the United States, plus a gold standard metallurgical lab. I'm John Racy, president of Greer Steel, and Agnes and Herbert Greer were my grandparents. We make steel that will meet your requirements and exceed your expectations. To learn more, visit us at GreerSteel.com.
Hoppy Kercheval in the Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio Studios. Coming up at the half, I'll be joined by Brad Howe. Highlights from the first half, get you caught up on all the bowl games earlier today, and also preview a lot of games still ahead as we move along today. Now back to the Wasabi Fenway Bowl and Molly Cotton. Molly?
Yeah, thanks, guys. And UConn trying to get something going offensively in this final 2 minutes of this first half. Behind an offensive line, who Kevin actually mentioned, they're missing two of their starters who opted out today. One player really stepping up is offensive lineman Ty Chan. Now, Ty Chan, last November, he was at Notre Dame getting ready for a national championship, right? Well, he found out his niece, Olivia, was diagnosed with leukemia just before her 5th birthday. He had already been considering transferring. The distance from home was really weighing on him, so he made the decision to transfer to UConn, where he could be closer and be more of a support for his niece, Olivia. Well, she is now in remission, and her parents are thrilled to watch him play today and maybe potentially cap it off with a win here today for UConn, guys.
All right, Molly, thanks so much. We are thrilled for Olivia. A great homecoming for Ty Chan, the #1 player from Massachusetts out of high school back in the class of 2022, trying to lead his Huskies down the field, trailing 14-7, 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Kason Farrar hands it off. Left side give. Mel Brown trying to reach the edge and bursts his way out to his own 44-yard line. Tackle made by Andon Thomas, who's seemingly been everywhere on this field, along with Caleb Fortner at linebacker for Army.
They've been really solid at linebacker. Good play there, getting around the left side, up the sideline. Working the short side of the field that time with Mel Brown turning the corner. Good-looking running back.
UConn starting to look like Army West Point's offense. Run, focus. 2nd down and 4 near midfield. Handoff, little counter run. Not much there. Ball pops loose late. Whistle doesn't go. Scrum for the football. It's picked up. Now the whistles blow. Jackson Hammond, the cornerback for Army, carries the ball into the end zone, but he's being waved back to the logo at midfield. That was a late whistle, some indecision by our crew. And, John, we'll have to take a look at the replay to see if this ball was loose.
Yeah, I mean, that ball, it didn't seem like it was long after the play. That ball's being ripped out. I think that's a fumble. That's a fumble. If they take a look at this on replay, that looks like it's a fumble. That ball is out. Army doing a good job of stripping that. Let's see if they stop here with 1:48 left in the half. It looks like they're going to play on.
James Carter signaled ready for play. 1:42 to go in the second quarter. Back to action. Cam Edwards gets through one tackler, lowered the shoulder, and picked up 4 yards when he looked like that play was busted out to the edge. Cam Edwards has been showing off in this game. Caleb Fortner finally brought him down.
Yeah, Army looked like they weren't quite ready, quite set defensively there. I think they were still puzzled that they were not going to be awarded the football following what looked like a fumble.
2nd down and 6. Another stretch run to the right side. Cam Edwards, he's got the first down burst. Inside the 40-yard line on the Army side of the 50. This is a good ball control drive. UConn and Army West Point are now playing the same style of game late in the second.
Yeah, and UConn going hurry up here with 1:10 left. They've got 3 timeouts. They've got to start thinking about managing the clock here as they work from the Army 40.
Edwards still out there, leading rusher for UConn. Takes it again, following his blockers to the right side, and he is wrestled down after a gain of about 6 yards again. Andon Thomas with another stop, leading tackler for Army.
There's a timeout. Gordon Samus having a hard time getting the officials' attention. About 10 seconds ran off. He was running up the sideline trying to get one of the officials to stop the clock. They're going to burn their first timeout.
First charge timeout of the half. UConn.
50 seconds to go. 2 timeouts to work with. Plenty of time for the UConn offense to get back in scoring range. Boy, they missed Joe Fignano on a day like this. 7th-year quarterback opted out of this game. Had a remarkable season. Nearly 3,500 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 1 INT. He's chosen to play the Shrine Bowl, which will be carried in the late January period of All-Star games right here on Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio, but decided to sit out this game today. And Kason Farrar has filled in as best he can on a cold, frigid day. Hasn't done much through the air, John, but he has controlled the offense and put them within scoring range.
Yeah, and their offense, I mean, it's altered and it's hindered some. He rattled off those numbers. I mean, a huge amount of yardage there that Fernando takes with him. But here with, by the way, Gordon Samus lobbied with the officials. He said he was trying to call timeout. I told you, like 10 seconds ran off. They put 7 seconds back on, so UConn working with 57 seconds left here in the half. Big possession. This is only their 5th possession of the game.
Good protest there by the interim head coach on 2nd and 3. Screen pass to the flat. No room to work with. Stopped right away. Raymelo Murphy got the catch. Gavin Shields with the stop. We'll check the spot here.
They're letting a lot of time run.
Yeah, they're out at the 33-yard line. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 3. Handoff straight ahead. Nowhere to go. Cam Edwards stopped at the line. Jack Latour made the stop. And Caleb Fortner was in again.
Boy, UConn's going to let the clock run it. I would expect they're going to at least try a field goal, but it's a pretty long field goal. It's about 50 yards where the ball is right now on a cold day.
Clock continues to run. UConn fans booing. 7 seconds, 6 seconds ticking away on the center field scoreboard here at Fenway Park. And finally, the timeout is called by Gordon Samus with 4 seconds left in the second quarter. UConn down a touchdown, and looks like the only option now, John, is a really tough field goal on a frigid, cold day.
Yeah, the ball's at the 31, so you're looking at 48, 49-yard field goal on a tough day. That ball's like a rock, so they're going to attempt the field goal, but they had almost a minute to work with, Kevin. I don't understand why they don't try to get the ball up the field or take a deep shot, get it to the end zone. And no, Farrar's not a premier passer, but that's a safe play. If you throw it into the end zone, it's either caught, it's not going to hurt you any. I would have thought they would have taken a shot or tried to get outside and take a shot at the end zone, but they're not going to. They're going to settle for the field goal here. Clock stopped with 4 seconds left in the half.
Showing a lot of confidence in their cold weather kicker, Chris Freeman, transfer from Indiana. His long this season, a 50-yarder against UAB. Much different conditions. He is kicking off a field here at Fenway Park that was covered in snow and tarps overnight. And as the sun continues to set, shadows have crept over the entire field here at America's most beloved ballpark. Temperatures have dropped below 20 degrees, and he's got a tough assignment here, trying to tee it up from 50 yards out into the home plate end of Fenway Park. Snap and holder good. Driving kick, high, end over end. Freeman's got the leg, and it's good! Chris Freeman, on a freezing cold day at Fenway, matches his season long with a 50-yard field goal heading into halftime. Army's lead down to 14-10 over UConn. That was impressive, John.
Yeah, great kick. Good, solid kick. Slow rotation. Didn't carry very far beyond the goalpost, but he got what he needed out of it and sends UConn to the locker room with a little momentum here as they score as the clock runs out in the second quarter.
It crept over those snow-covered goalposts here in the infield end of Fenway Park. The teams head down the dugout stairs on the first and third base lines to try and warm up in the clubhouses here at Fenway Park. What a scene. It's a winter wonderland in Boston, and that's the end of our first half with the score. Army West Point 14, Connecticut 10. Hoppy Kercheval and Brad Howe coming up next in the Bowl Season Radio studio after this from Hell of a Good Dip.
This season, the action isn't just on the field, it's in every game day spread. Hell of a Good dips bring bold flavor to every tailgate, made for dunking, scooping, and celebrating every big play. Find Hell of a Good in stores near you and follow on Instagram at Hell of a Good Dips. Start dipping with Hell of a Good.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
It takes a different breed to be the first to respond. The first on the scene. The first to tackle disaster head on. At ServPro, we witness the bravery of first responders almost every day. So to all those who never give a second thought to being the first ones in, this game's for you. ServPro, proud supporter of our nation's first responders.
Wasabi is purpose-built to free your business from skyrocketing storage costs and fees from the big guys. Wasabi is the go-to provider for professional and collegiate sports teams around the world. Check out Wasabi's AI-enabled intelligent media storage, Wasabi Air, and the industry's only cloud storage service with triple protection against cyber criminals. Wasabi, driving innovation and data storage for up to 80% less than market competition. Try for free at wasabi.com.
It's halftime at the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl. To recap the first half, here are Hoppy Kercheval and Brad Howe.
Halftime at a cold day in Boston where Army leads Connecticut 14-10, Brad.
Frigid day there in New York City, but you know what? The running games are heating up. 300 yards on the ground combined for these two teams in the first half.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the highlights of the first half. UConn on the board first when Cam Edwards caps a 5-play, 54-yard drive with a 12-yard touchdown run.
Quick snap. Again it goes to Cam Edwards for a touchdown. Bolted around right side, 13 yards to pay dirt. UConn up 6-0 on Army in the first.
What a season for Edwards, nearly 1,200 yards rushing. That was his 15th rushing touchdown of the season to get the scoring started.
UConn on the board first, as I said, on that Cam Edwards touchdown run. The Black Knights responded, though. A couple of runs, a big pass play, and Army evens up the score.
Helms under center, fakes, now drops back to pass, throws one deep toward the end zone, short, he's got it! Touchdown, Army, West Point! A 45-yard touchdown strike from Cale Helms to Noah Short. Just the fourth TD pass for Helms this season.
Did you say big pass play for Army there,
right?
Hoppy? How about that? The element of surprise worked to perfection, as you heard. Helms' fourth touchdown pass of the year, just the sixth passing touchdown of the season for Army. They knotted up at 7.
Moving to the second quarter, Army has the ball in Husky territory, but an uncharacteristic giveaway by the Black Knights.
3rd down and 3. Pivotal down. Rendina hops over the line. Ball is loose in the backfield. UConn hops on top of it. It's a takeaway for the Huskies. Matt Hoffman, after the big tackle in the middle, comes out of the pile with the football. It's a takeaway for the Dogs.
Yeah, and Army was marching into UConn territory. Just a perfect hit. Helmet on the ball. It popped loose, and as you heard, Hoffman from Connecticut right there to pick it up.
We move to the second quarter. Army with the ball at the 43-yard line of the Huskies. This time, the big play starts up the middle.
Wahihe takes the snap right up the middle, and he breaks through to the second level. God's power, Wahiwe walks into the end zone for an Army touchdown. West Point got to the second level all right. 42-yard touchdown scamper. First of God's power, Wahine's career.
Another big play from the Army offense. This one a little more conventional on the ground. Just went straight up the middle, untouched. And that's bowl season all-name team candidate God's power, Wahiwe, for the touchdown.
Well done. By the way, Brad, when defenses come up to the line because they're concerned about the run, once you get through the line, what do you got there?
You're clear sailing into the end zone, as you saw.
Yeah. All right, coming up on halftime now, UConn with the ball. The Huskies will try a long field goal on a cold day.
Snap and holder good. Driving kick, high, end over end. Freeman's got the leg, and it's good! Chris Freeman, on a freezing cold day at Fenway, matches his season long with a 50-yard field goal heading into halftime.
Freezing cold day indeed. That had to be like kicking a brick, but Freeman had no trouble. Good from 50, probably good from 55. He absolutely crushed that one.
And that's how the half ended. Army 14, UConn 10. As halftime continues, this is the Wasabi Fenway Bowl on Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio.
I'm a firefighter.
A teacher.
I'm a farmer. I'm a barber.
A waitress. A mom. We're all part of your community. Every day we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life. It's when you experience a moment of uncertainty, something or someone's behavior that doesn't seem quite right.
These are the moments to take a pause.
Because if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
It's not about paranoia
or being afraid.
It's about standing up and protecting our communities.
One detail at a time.
Because a lot of little details can become a pattern.
We
trust our instincts.
Just like you should.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
He's going to hit one deep down the field, and it's caught! It's a touchdown!
There's nothing like that moment when your team clinches a win. The Friday night lights, all those Saturday tailgate traditions, hours in front of the TV on Sunday. Football means tradition. Whether you played or cheered along, the feeling of game day never ends. Join the community and celebrate the game. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Football Matters.
Right after turkey and through the new year, it's bowl season today. From big city lights to cold, snowy nights, it's bowl season today. Our gridiron dreams bring us here for our teams, where the fans tailgate and we all celebrate that it's bowl season today. Happy bowl season, everybody.
This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl from Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio.
Back to Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio Studios, Hoppy Kirchable, Brad Howe. Earlier today in the Go Bowling Military Bowl, East Carolina holds off Pitt 23-17. ECU receiver Anthony Smith was the player of the game, presented by Hell of a Good Dip, and here's why.
Dida, play action, fires it over the middle, pass caught on the move at the 45. Here's Anthony Smith across midfield, downfield clock, 35-30, 25, works the sideline to the 15, to 10-5, it's a touchdown. Crossing route, and Pitt could not chase down Anthony Smith as he worked it from left to right, clear across the field.
As Travis Jones with the call, and then Dave Wilson caught up with Smith after the game.
Here with the Military Bowl MVP, Anthony Smith. Anthony, what a special day. You win the bowl game, 2 big touchdown catches, and you do it basically in your backyard.
Yes, sir, man. Shoot, I'm just so grateful, man. This is what the guys are working for, man. This is what I've been working for, so I'm just so happy we can come out here with a win.
Talk about those 2 touchdown catches in the second half. The offense finally finds some rhythm.
Yeah, I just think that we just started, just coming to our own, just playing how we always play. So I guess nothing new to me, nothing new to the offense. We just had to just tap in right quick.
Smith was fantastic on the day, Hoppy. 4 catches, 156 yards, and those 2 touchdowns. He caught all but 21 yards of ECU's passing yardage today.
And were the Pirate fans happy? They stormed the field after the game.
They were thrilled. Big win for the Pirates.
It was 23-17. They knock off the Pitt Panthers. Okay, the Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee Stadium ended just a little bit ago. Penn State 22, Clemson 10. Now, this game was all field goals until the fourth quarter, with the Nittany Lions leading 9-3, but then Penn State came up with a big offensive play.
Drunkmeyer takes it in the gun, going fast. 4 receivers in the route, throws it over the middle. What a pass! As Pena breaks free into Clemson territory. 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! 73 yards!
And Pena had a big day overall, 100 yards receiving, and that touchdown proved to be the difference for Penn State. Quarterback Ethan Drunkmeyer with a career-high 262 yards passing and 2 touchdowns.
George Sonata with the call there on ESPN Radio. Penn State 22, Clemson 10 was the final there. All right, Brad, just getting underway. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, BYU and Georgia Tech. What do you have on that game?
Yeah, excited to watch this one. This is a BYU team that enters with a resume that earns strong college football playoff consideration, led by freshman quarterback Bear Bachmeier, and he's taking the Cougars right down the field here in their first possession. They can't quite punch it in, but they are right up on the goal line. They get a Georgia Tech team with a talented quarterback in its own right. Haynes King enters the game needing just 12 yards on the season to reach 1,000.
And then at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific time, we'll go to Tucson for the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl between Fresno State and Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, Miami of Ohio comes in this with a head coach in Chuck Martin, 6-0 in bowl games with Miami, so they play well in these situations. Fresno State's first-year head coach, Matt Entz, is in his first bowl game, but no stranger to big moments. He's a part of 6 national championships at North Dakota State as a defensive coordinator and as a head coach.
Later this afternoon, North Texas matches up with San Diego State in the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque.
Yeah, this is a fun breakdown here. They say styles make fights, Hoppy. That's what we have here. San Diego State, very defensive-minded. They're going to go against a mean green team that is really good offensively. Their head coach is off to Oklahoma State, but it's expected that star quarterback Drew Mestemaker will play in this game, which would obviously be huge for North Texas. He threw for over 4,000 yards on the season.
The Gator Bowl kicks off the nightcap at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. That's Missouri and Virginia.
Yeah, I think you start with the mental side of it in this game for the Virginia Cavaliers in particular. They need to get over the disappointment from missing out on the CFP due to their loss to Duke in the ACC championship game. For the Tigers offensively, no Bo Perbula at quarterback as he's opted out. Matt Zollers, who started 3 regular season games, gets the call at QB.
Then Houston and LSU match up later tonight in the Kinder's Texas Bowl.
Yeah, what do you get from LSU in this one? They've been the story of college football with the hiring of Lane Kiffin, but obviously that's not applicable to tonight. What do the Tigers have? They have a lot of skill and a lot of talent. Can they put it together against a Houston team that made leaps and bounds of improvement in year 2 under Willie Fritz? They come into this game ranked and are really excited to be playing in their home market.
Brad, in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, BYU was threatening. They were down to the 1. Georgia Tech gets the stop as BYU went for it, and they turn the ball over on downs.
Big early stop by that rambling Wreck defense.
More from our halftime show after this from Scooter's Coffee, official coffee of bowl season.
Today's cup of Scooter's coffee was hard-earned in the trenches of school zone triumph. That pickup line is always a crawling mess of SUVs and minivans. But you timed it perfectly, getting there precisely between long-waiting early arrivers and last-minute moms. Even got a nice job from the oldest. Sure, he called your bruh, but you'll take it. So enjoy that Scooter's coffee, you pickup line prodigy. You earned it. Scooter's Coffee. You earned it.
Aisleseats.com is your source for tickets to all types of events, sports, concerts, theater, and virtually anything else that takes a ticket. If your event is sold out or you can't get the quality of seats that you're looking for, that is what we specialize in. Great seats to the hottest events. We can also help if you're on a budget. Many tickets are priced below face value. Best of all, Aisleseats.com has none of the service charges that other sites are famous for. The price you see is what you get. Visit Aisleseats.com. That's aisle with an A. AISLESEATS.com.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
This season, the action isn't just on the field. It's in every game day spread. Hell of a Good dips bring bold flavor to every watch party. Made for dunking, scooping, and celebrating every big play. Find Hell of a Good in stores near you and follow on Instagram at Hell of a Good Dips. Start dipping with Hell of a Good.
Back to the Bowl Season Radio Studios. Connecticut gets a 50-yard field goal to end the first half to narrow the deficit. Army still leads UConn by a score of 14-10. Brad, you've looked over those stats from the first half. What stands out to you?
Well, Huskies struggling to throw it a little bit here in the first half. Minus 5 yards passing for the first 2 quarters, but that shouldn't surprise us. They're clearly missing starting quarterback Joe Fagnano, who opted out of this game. Listen to this number. This is pretty amazing. Fagnano on the year threw for 28 touchdowns and had just 1 interception all season.
Incredible.
So we shouldn't be surprised that the Huskies are not having a lot of success through the air. Conversely, both teams doing really well on the ground. Each team averaging close to 7 yards per carry. UConn's Cam Edwards, who got the scoring started in this one, already over 100 yards rushing on just 10 carries.
Huskies, Brad, 0 of 5 on third down.
Yeah, they have to be thrilled, though. They got that field goal at the end of the half, cut that to just 4. The key is getting Army off the field and getting the ball back.
Yeah, I think Kevin Gale, who was doing the play-by-play, was setting it up saying, it's cold, the ball's like a rock, this is going to be really hard, and he knocked it in from 50.
And it was clear, so keep that in mind. If this game's close coming down the stretch, that plenty of leg there for a long field goal.
Absolutely. Our halftime score in the Wasabi Military Bowl, Army 14, Yukon 10. We'll return to Fenway Park in Boston to rejoin John Denton, Molly Cotton, Kevin Gale in 2 minutes. This is Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio, and you're listening to the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
This is an Xbox, and this is an Xbox that takes calls. This is an Xbox when you need a study break. This is you enjoying seamless gaming on the go with the new ROG Xbox Ally. And this, that's a beatbox. To recap, this, and this are all Xboxes. And this is you gaming wherever, whenever, however. That's an achievement unlocked. The choice is yours. Play Xbox on your favorite Xbox device.
Lockheed Martin's vision of 21st century security means preparing to make split-second decisions with certainty. Because whether your mission is over land, on the sea, through the air, in outer space, or cyberspace, our mission is to help you detect the threats, connect the tech, and protect what matters most in every domain of operation. Lockheed Martin, ensuring those we serve always stay ahead of ready.
JLab is powering the 2025 college football season with incredible earbuds, headphones, and speakers, and supporting elite athletes from powerhouse programs nationwide, including Ohio State's Julian Sayin and Carnell Tate, Indiana's Fernando Mendoza, Arkansas's Taylor Green, and Vanderbilt's Martell Height Jr. These incredible players elevate every rep. Travel and game day with JLab earbuds, headphones, and speakers. JLab, your kind of tech, straight from the lab. Shop at JLab.com, Amazon, and retailers everywhere.
If your child has a common orthopedic condition, that doesn't mean you can only get common treatments. You can choose Shriners Children's. Our world-class care is not limited to insurance networks or to what's been done before. The same doctors who innovate treatments for the most complicated orthopedic issues will help your child grow and develop properly. See what we do at shrinerschildrens.org. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl. It's time for the second half kickoff. Once again, along with John Denton and Molly Cotton, here's Kevin Gale.
Great to have you back here in Boston at America's most beloved ballpark. Start of the third quarter. Army West Point with a 14-10 lead over UConn. Halftime stats are brought to you by Genius Sports, a global leader in sports technology. Army West Point with the total yards lead, 213 to 137 for UConn, and passing yards through the air. Bit of a surprise here for a run-first offense. Army West Point leading in passing yards, 51 to -4 for UConn. I'm Kevin Gale with John Denton. Molly Cotton down on the field just caught up with Army West Point head coach Jeff Munkett. Molly?
Hey, Coach, what was the message to your team in the locker room?
It's got to win the second half. You know, we've been in this position before in games earlier this year. We've had a lot of close games. We got to find a way to finish this one.
And offensively, there were question marks for UConn. How do you feel defensively you did?
We had some good plays. I was disappointed that we gave up that field goal at the end. Thought we had a chance to stop them, and we got to do that. We got to keep them off the board.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Molly, thanks so much. That was a 50-yard bomb from Chris Freeman as time expired in the second quarter. John, we saw UConn start to take a page out of Army West Point's offensive playbook with the first-time starter Kason Farrar at quarterback. He's been very careful throwing the ball, -5 yards through the air. What do you expect from the Dogs in the second half?
I really believe you've got to open it up a little bit. I think they're going to get a little more relaxed, you know, from the standpoint of play calling, get a little more broad. They wanted to see in the first half exactly what he was going to be able to do. Farrar did okay. I mean, he only threw the ball 4 times, completed 3 of them. One of those completions, as we mentioned, was a weird tip ball that was caught for a loss of 11. But they're going to pick their spots. I think we've seen him roll out and make some nice throws on rollouts. I don't think they're comfortable with him standing back in the pocket trying to pass. They haven't really tried any deep balls. I was disappointed in their play selection late in the first half when I really thought they should take a shot at the end zone. They ended up getting the 50-yard field goal, but they are limited. And we've talked about Fagnano and all the numbers that are left on the table since he opted out. But I think you're going to see them start out probably running, get him back into some rhythm, and help him build some confidence here. as they go into the second half. But Army, you heard Jeff Monken say it ago, got to win the second half, and they're going to have an opportunity with the football to start the second half.
Getting set for kickoff here in the third. Let's pause 10 seconds. This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl on Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio from First Team. Army won the toss and deferred to the second half, so the Black Knights will receive the kickoff to start the third quarter. 14-10 lead for Army West Point. UConn trying to find some options offensively. Army certainly clipping along with that outstanding ball control offense. They have dominated time of possession here today, just like they have all season long. High driving end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for by Army West Point at the 3-yard line. That is Lloyd Benson with the sure hands on a freezing cold day. Sun setting. Shadows now cast over the green monster in left field. The Sitco sign just beyond the ballpark lit up with bright sunshine. Piles of snow all around the field. It snowed overnight here in Boston. Fenway Park grounds crew did a great job getting this field ready for play. Cale Helms, Army West Point quarterback, has been moving this team up and down the field. He's ready on first down from his own 25. Now shifts the protection, steps up right under center. Took him a while to get comfortable under center when he took over this offense for Army. Orbit motion behind him. Rendina goes submarining underneath that line. He's been the best option as the fullback and leading runner in this game. 9th carry, he's over 60 yards, John.
Yeah, just pound right there. They've got 2 tight ends in the formation there to start this second half, and they're staying with Rendina. I fully expect we're going to see probably 6, 8, maybe 10 more carries out of him here in the second half, depending on how it goes. But Parker Pileski was a tight end there with a nice block play side that helped him pick up about 5 yards.
Rendina's got only 100 rushing yards entering this game. He might pass that number today alone at Fenway. On second down and 7. Handoff goes to God's Power Wahihe, who just found the end zone for the first time. He burst to the second level, got through 3 tacklers into UConn territory, and he breaks through. Near left sideline, back in the end zone. Touchdown, Army. Just the second touchdown of Wahihe's career. He goes 70 yards this time to the house.
Does a great job there. That's a counter play. He waits for the blocks to open, and then the rest of it is all Ihe. I mean, he breaks 4 tackles, gets outside to the sideline, evades another tackler, and is on his way to a 70-yard touchdown run here to start the second half. Big play by Army.
Unbelievable day for God's Power Wahihe. He had just 9 carries entering this game for 25 yards. He's got 3 touches for 122 and 2 touchdowns. Have a day, Wahihe. Dawson Jones into the extra point. Botch snap, and it's kicked right into the line. No good. Tough handle. Snap was low. Cooper Allen couldn't get it settled. And the hell of a good extra point is no good this time. So with 14:04 to go in the third quarter, Army West Point will stick with a 10-point lead, 20-10 over UConn.
Yeah, really, like I said earlier today, ball's hard. It's a cold day. You're going to have trouble at times catching the football, handling the football there. A little bit of a high snap, a tough handle for the holder, and the kick's no good. And as we always say, mark that down and watch that. It may come back to haunt Army later.
While we have a moment, let's go downstairs to Molly Cotton.
Yeah, Kevin, you mentioned how it was an unbelievable run. Army would agree with that as well, as they are all kind of stunned on the sidelines watching him run for that touchdown. Their hands hit their helmets like, what is going on? And then they started counting in the replay. 1, 2, 3, 4, counting how many blocks he got past and ran in for the touchdown.
It was an incredible individual effort, Molly. He's averaging 41 yards per carry. Did Jeff Monken know all along what he had with God's Power? This is incredible.
I don't know. It's like he pulled a secret weapon out here just in time for the bowl game. But, boy, the strength and the speed combination that Wahihe has exhibited, that was a classic run. That's That's highlight reel material right there.
Anderson Britton boots it away on the kickoff for Army West Point. Mel Brown's going to try to bring it back from his own 15-yard line. Squirts forward out to the 26. So call it a net return of 1 yard as opposed to taking the fair catch. UConn has been rattled here, John. They could have never expected explosive plays like this. Army West Point has 3 touchdowns in this game, all from 40-plus yards.
Yeah, they're being very explosive here in the second half. I mean, they ran 2 plays on the drive. They ran the dive play to Rendina, and then they run the counter with Wahihe, who just runs through more than half the defense. I mean, he broke at least 6 tackles on his way to that 70-yard run, which he was running right toward us. That was a fun play to watch develop and a great effort by Wahihe.
UConn down 20-10, 14 minutes to go in the third quarter. Handoff goes left side to Victor Rosa. Rolls forward for a gain of 2 yards. Cam Edwards, the preferred option out of the backfield in the first half, 10 carries for 103 yards. John, I was surprised they never got the ball to Skylar Bell, the consensus All-American. Never touched it once.
Yeah, he played the first couple of series, and we have not seen him since. I don't know if it's an injury issue, but he has not been back in the game, Kevin. We'll get Molly to check on that, but he is apparently not available.
An explosive player UConn can't afford to lose. Second down and 8, play fake, rolling the pocket, right side, Farrar, incomplete, dropped by Victor Rosa. The running back had cold hands on a frigid afternoon, incomplete.
Well, he also had Gavin Shields, the nickelback for Army, who was waiting for him right there. He may have felt his presence or seen him out of the corner of his eye and took his eye off the ball just long enough to drop that one. That should have been an easy throw and catch, but instead brings up a third down.
Third downs have told the story today, John. Army West Point 4 for 6, UConn 0 for 5. Farrar just trying to get back into positive passing yards. Looking at third down and 8 at his own 30-yard line. Pocket holds, Farrar scanning the field, throws off balance, deflected at the line, incomplete. Army picks it up. Whistle finally blows.
Yeah, it's an incomplete forward pass. That's Dylan Stowers, the defensive tackle that got a hand up and knocked that one down. What a great effort. I mean, he knew he wasn't going to get there with the rush, so he decides to get his right arm up and knock that one down. Going to force a Connecticut putt.
Stowers broke through with a great individual rush right up the middle. Another failed third down conversion for UConn. Connor Stutz will kick it away from his own 14-yard line. Great stop by the Army West Point defense. Plenty of space for Stutz. Drills a kick into a win now. Batted around at the 42-yard line by UConn. Not much on that kick. About 35 yards off the foot. Puts Army West Point back on the field offensively. The score, the Black Knights 20, UConn 10. This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl on Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio.
Wasabi is purpose-built to free your business from skyrocketing storage costs and fees from the big guys. Wasabi is the go-to provider for professional and collegiate sports teams around the world. Check out Wasabi's AI-enabled intelligent media storage, Wasabi Air, and the industry's only cloud storage service with triple protection against cyber criminals. Wasabi, driving innovation and data storage for up to 80% less than market competition. Try for free at wasabi.com.
Wake up, scroll, eat, school, work, TV, podcast, eat, scroll, sleep, rinse, repeat. We've all been there, stuck in the same routine, day in and day out. But in the U.S. Air Force, you can put an end to this endless cycle. With over 200 career options at bases across the entire globe, your exciting future starts here. To learn more and get started, go to airforce.com. Aim high.
During bowl season, every team is the away team. And that's exactly who Engine was built for. Whether you're traveling for a big game, big meeting, or your big brother's wedding, if you're traveling in numbers, Engine's on your side. We're the all-in-one platform for group travel that makes every road trip simpler and more affordable, giving you an away team advantage for every away game on the calendar. So to all 82 teams and millions of fans traveling this bowl season, safe travels and may the best road team win. Book travel at engine.com.
A 43-yard field goal with a ticket to the championship on the line. Here's the snap. The kick is...
At this moment, who you voted for doesn't matter. What kind of car you drive, how much money you make, what kind of music you listen to, or how many followers you have doesn't matter. At this moment, the only thing that does is football. Visit footballmatters.com.
13:10 to go in the third quarter. Army West Point taking control of the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl, 20-10 over UConn. I'm Kevin Gale with John Denton and Molly Cotton. Let's go down to the field. Molly, do you have an update?
Well, really, for Army, it really does feel like they've come to a point where they're taking care of business. I mentioned earlier how the tone on the sidelines was, this is our culture. They finally felt like they made a statement when they went up the score on UConn. Now they're playing with much more confidence, really feeling like they're leaning in to their style of play.
No question about it, Molly. 23 seniors showing off here in their final game as cadets in the 250th year of the U.S. Army. So much pride in this program. Army West Point football always traveling well. Brought a bunch of supporters here to Boston, and they've showed a great, clean brand of football that we've come to know and love from this academy, John.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. I mean, they've gone back to really what they do best. It's executing, running the football. We've seen only, the one turnover has really been the only miscue they've had today.
They keep it real simple on first down. Straight ahead give to God's Power Waihe. Unbelievable day. Breaking out, already has taken 2 long runs into the end zone. Bowls have always been the specialty of head coach Jeff Monken, chasing a third straight bowl win here, 5-1 overall under Monken. And maybe most importantly, John, 2-0 in bowls following a loss to Navy. They know how to get up off the mat.
Yeah, they could use that Navy game as motivation. The game that they really should have won. They should have come in here with this one with 7 wins instead of 6. But right now they've got rhythm. They're executing well. They've got control of this game.
Fake the give. Pitch out to Noah Short. Breaks around the right edge. And he's bullied out of bounds at the UConn 44-yard line. Pickup of about 3 yards on 2nd down and 4. That should bring up 3rd down and short after Diomande made the stop for UConn.
Well, you can see the body language in the huddle for Army. I mean, they've got confidence right now. They're not panicking. They're executing their offense. They've got the rhythm that they need. They found an answer at running back today, which is one of the things that Jeff Monken always seems to do. He and his staff find people to step up and make plays, and he has today.
3rd down and short. Helms trying to fall forward. UConn signaling he didn't get it. Fists up in the air. UConn thinks it made a stop on the QB sneak. That's impressive because Army leads FBS in QB sneak effectiveness. They were 23 for 27 entering this game.
Well, where they've marked it, they're a little bit short. I fully expect Army's going to load up and go for it here. It looks like they're about a half yard short, maybe a full yard where they marked it back to. And here they come.
Army 0 for 1 on 4th down in this game. 4th down and short. Handoff. Rendina, left side, following his left tackle. Did he get there? He's got enough for the 1st down.
Linesman on the play side, right off the bat, indicated he had plenty of yardage there, and he does. He moves the chains. 4 down territory for the Black Knights right there, and they roll the chains again.
With Rendina, a junior, and Waihe, a freshman, the future is bright in that Army backfield. Cale Helms, the junior quarterback, goes back under center, getting a glimpse at how effective this group could be again next year. 1st down and 10 at the UConn 43. Helms drops back to pass. Time. Now he's tripped up in the pocket and goes down. Hit at the line of scrimmage by Marquise Black. It looked like Helms actually tripped himself trying to step into a deep ball.
Yeah, he's looking up the field. He's got a receiver down the right side, and he just trips himself up. He looked like he was setting his feet to throw deep and just lost his feet, fell down for a loss there of about 2 yards.
Army's gotten a taste for explosive plays. 3 touchdowns, over 40 yards in this game. Helms wanted another. On 2nd and long, fake the pitch. Helms rolls the pocket, right side. He's got time. He throws deep. It's caught deep in Yukon territory, and a tackle made down at the 3-yard line. 51-yard pass and catch to Lloyd Benson, the slot back downfield.
Boy, wide open. He's running a post pattern, gets wide open down the field, and Helm had plenty of time, threw him open, and he's able to get it all the way down inside the 10-yard line. That's another big play. We've got a couple of flags back at the line of scrimmage, though. The referee, James Carter, and one of the linesmen is discussing right now.
Flags were thrown behind the line of scrimmage. We'll check the call with James Carter.
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 99. Personal foul, number 71 of the offense. Those fouls are offset. Replay the down.
So that will wipe away another Army West Point explosive play. UConn dancing back toward midfield. They know they got away with one there, John.
Yeah, they sure did. That's a 42-yard play that gets wiped off the books right there. And Helm got roughed, and then one of his offensive linemen came to his rescue. So it offsets, and we replay 2nd down and 13 from the 46. Unfortunate for Army.
So rare to see a costly penalty against Army West Point. That's actually the first penalty of the game for the Black Knights, who had just crested 300 yards of offense in this game.
Yeah.
So we go back to 2nd down and 13 for the Black Knights, just inside the 50-yard line on the UConn side of the field, heading toward home plate here at Fenway Park. As the sun sets, the sky turns pink and blue. We get a whistle at the line. Beautiful scenes here in Boston. Huge crowd packed in on the first base side of Fenway Park. A rich football history in this ballpark, including some other college games played earlier this season. Holy Cross got a dominant win over Georgetown on this field. First win for the Crusaders dating back to 1956 here at Fenway. Patriot League rival of Army West Point. Here's the call from James Carter. Made a call to upstairs, might be working on the clock here. 9:24 showing on the scoreboard in center field here at America's most beloved ballpark, and now he winds it for play.
Yeah, you had Army hit the line when they blew the whistle and stopped play. There's no explanation, but the clock's winding now. 9:10 left in the 3rd quarter.
Army with a 10-point lead, looking for more. They have silenced the big contingent of Husky fans here in Boston. 2nd down and 13 at the Wasabi Fenway Bowl logo at midfield. Fakes it. Pressure comes. Helms dodges and completes a pass to Noah Short along the far right sideline. He works his way downfield for a 20-yard gain. That was an incredible throw and catch from Helms to Short.
Boy, what a great throw. I mean, he threads the needle. There's 2 defenders there. There's Aaron Key, the linebacker, and Mollett, the corner. He splits them with the ball when Short takes it down the sideline to the 25.
First down and 10, red zone extended. Rendina hurdles over a tackler, picks up 3 yards on 1st down. Passing plays, so dangerous from Army West Point. They draw those safeties in, they draw the linebackers closer to the line, and then boom, they take a shot.
Yeah, they've only thrown it 4 times today, but look at Helm's numbers, 4 of 4 for 73 yards. I mean, they picked their spots. Really should be a 5th completion, but the big 42-yarder a moment ago got wiped out. Helms is rolling right now.
Out of the pistol formation. Joined by Carson Smith in the backfield. Toss play to Short. Dancing around tacklers inside the 15. Now the 10. Moves the pile down to the 7-yard line. Short trying to worm his way out from underneath that pile. He got hit by 3 Huskies who piled on top of him.
What a great block play side by his backfield mate Carson Smith, who led the way. Actually got 2 blocks on the play and led Short down inside the 10-yard line at the 9, and we've got a Yukon Husky hurting at the 9-yard line.
Curve and shoot, the defensive lineman. Lying flat on his back at his own 9-yard line. I mentioned that Short was trying to work his way out of that pile. Looked like a couple guys got tied up down there. And as Shoot gets medical attention, we step aside. 7:39 to go in the third quarter. Army knocking on the door again with a 20-10 lead over Yukon. You are listening to Coca-Cola Bowl season radio coverage of the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
He's going to hit one deep down the field. And it's caught. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like that moment when your team clenches a win. Bragging rights, the electric feel of the crowd, your fight song filling the stands. Whether it's Friday Night Lights or waking up on Saturday ready to tailgate, or the hours of excitement of watching games on Sunday. Football means tradition. It's synonymous with the fall. Whether you played, cheered, performed in the band, or just like to try your hand at armchair quarterbacking, the feeling of game day never ends. Imagine life without football? You can't. And why would you want to? Football is a powerful motivator for all who take part. Football matters in our lives.
What a finish! I can't believe we witnessed that today.
Join the community and celebrate the game. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Football Matters.
Aisleseats.com is your source for tickets to all types of events, sports, concerts, theater, and virtually anything else that takes a ticket. If your event is sold out or you can't get the quality of seats that you're looking for, that is what we specialize in. Great seats to the hottest events. We can also help if you're on a budget. Many tickets are priced below face value. Best of all, Aisleseats.com has none of the service charges that other sites are famous for. The price you see is what you get. Visit Aisleseats.com. That's aisle with an A. AISLESEATS.com.
Wake up, scroll, eat, school, work, TV, podcast, eat, scroll, sleep, rinse, repeat. We've all been there, stuck in the same routine, day in and day out. But in the U.S. Air Force, you can put an end to this endless cycle. With over 200 career options at bases across the entire globe, your exciting future starts here. To learn more and get started, go to airforce.com. Aim high.
You're in Coca-Cola Bowl season. Now back to the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
Army driving deep in Yukon territory, 7:39 to go in the third, 20-10 lead over the Huskies. Molly Cotton has an injury update from the field on curve and shoot from Yukon.
Yeah, he was able to walk off on his own power. He was limping. It looks to be a lower right leg injury. The trainers did take him into the medical tent, so I'll keep you guys updated on that.
All right, Molly, thanks so much. Drive ongoing for Army West Point. Another long, time-consuming drive. Cole Hellam's in complete control of this Army offense.
This drive started at the Army 43. You look up, and they've had the ball now for 5.5 minutes, just grinding it out here as they threaten inside the Yukon 10-yard line.
Hellam's under center. Handoff. Rendina dodging through tacklers at the line, moving the pile, and he is stopped just short of the goal line. Ripped off about 6 yards there, marked short of the end zone at the 3-yard line. But again, you see the yards after contact for Army West Point doing a great job moving piles and keeping the clock moving here in the third.
Yeah, good job blocking up front. The dive play, just grinding. They were trying to move the pile into the end zone. They're 6 feet away.
Hellam's under center. Carson Smith in the backfield. It's Carson Smith. Falls forward. Marked short. 2-yard gain when he needed 3. Smith is pounding his hand against his helmet. He can't believe he was stopped short of the end zone.
He wanted the touchdown. He was losing his balance. He was trying to just kind of leap across the goal line, and his feet just got tangled up. He went down at the half-yard line. He wanted that one, and now he's out of the game.
Disappointed he didn't get his second touchdown of the season.
They put the hammer back in.
Third down and goal from the 1-yard line. Hellam's under center. Following his lead blocker. Pops into the end zone. Touchdown, Army West Point. Jake Rendina blazed the trail, and Helms got across the goal line for his 17th rushing touchdown this year.
Yeah, classic flex bone play right there. Just a quarterback lead draw with a great lead blocker in Rendina, who cleared the path, and it's 26-10.
One touchdown through the air for Cale Helms. Now he's got another on the ground as we've got a late flag down at the goal line.
Yeah, we've got a personal foul that's going to be applied on the kickoff. I think you had Samari Howard with a late hit or some extracurricular activity at the end of the play for Army, so you'll see that marked off.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, personal foul, UConn number 13. That penalty will be enforced on the succeeding kickoff.
Cam Chadwick, the DB, pushed the limit. Things have gotten a little chippy here in the third quarter. Offsetting personal foul penalties wiped away a long chunk play for Army earlier in this drive, but the Black Knights get it done. 11 plays, 57 yards, capped off by Helms from 1 yard out. Dawson Jones back on the field, trying to stay perfect. He missed one earlier in this game, his first miss of the season, and he drives this one through. So, making amends there, Dawson Jones had the hell of a good extra point. Find hell of a good dips in stores near you. It is a 3-score game. Army West Point pulling away here at the Wasabi Fenway Bowl, 27-10 with 6:22 to go here in the third quarter. And John, this has let the air out of the balloon from the big UConn fan contingent here in Boston.
Well, it's been all Army here in the third quarter. You got the big 70-yard run by Wahahi to start it off, second play of the second half, and then Helms just takes Army on an 11-play, 57-yard drive that took 6:48 off the clock. So, I mean, it's been pretty much a one-team quarter here, except for the 3-and-out that UConn suffered when they had their only possession of the third quarter. And you look up, there's 6:22 left in the third. Now UConn down 17 to an Army team that kind of has it in four-wheel low right now. I mean, they are just grinding it out, taking their time, eating clock, doing what they do. And as a result of the personal foul penalty, Army is going to kick off from the 50-yard line. Do we see an onside kick here?
Anderson Britton drives an angling kick, a knuckler into the end zone. It was never fielded by UConn, so that'll go into the painted area for a touchback. 5 drives by Army West Point in this game, John. 3 of them have gone for touchdowns. 2 of them more than 10 plays for scoring drives. It shows you just how good Jeff Monken's offense can be when it's under control and moving with the football. Plays called today by Cody Worley, the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. This has been a great bounce back from that heartbreaking loss against Navy 2 weekends back.
Yeah, they're back doing what they do. You talk about drives, too. This year against Temple, they had an 18-play drive that took almost 12 minutes off the clock. I mean, that's enormous in 2 categories that count: yardage, scores, and you got to throw in time of possession as well. 11 minutes, 44-second drive.
That's incredible. They make things really tough for teams that may on paper look like they have more talent. First down pass by Farrar, clanked right off the hands of his intended target. Chris Parker dropped it along the sideline, incomplete. UConn missing Skylar Bell at wideout. Molly Cotton has an update.
Yeah, trying to crawl back from this deficit. They'll be doing so without Skylar Bell for the remainder of the game. You guys mentioned we saw him early on. We still didn't have a catch. I think there was a target for Skylar Bell. There were rumors that he was going to opt out heading into this game. He said those were just rumors. I never said that. But Coach Samus did say heading into this game that he probably would not be playing long if he did play. So we did see an appearance, but he has chosen to sit out now.
Costly for UConn, missing its leading receiver as Cam Edwards bends backwards through the line of scrimmage to pick up about 5 yards. That'll bring up third down and medium. Skylar Bell had 101 catches this year. He was 77 yards away from breaking Mark Didio's school record for receiving yards in a season, but that will stay in Didio's hands as Bell has been unavailable here in the second half. Yeah,
really unfortunate, as we said earlier, with Farrar as the quarterback. replacing Fanano, getting his first start. These other skilled people have got to pick it up. Cam Edwards has done his part today, but you got to find some other answers there to take the pressure off of this first-time starter.
Freshman quarterback 0 for 6 on third down. Play action hits the crosser. First down yardage. That was a slick throw by Farrar to Murphy over the middle for 8 yards on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, tight window right there, but he's able to get Murphy the football. That's his 3rd catch of the game. And move the chains a little bit. I mean, UConn just needs little bites of success right now to try to get something going.
Farrar on first down, heaves it long, far left sideline, caught along the boundary. Ray Mello Murphy with back-to-back catches, steps out of bounds after a 13-yard passing catch into Army West Point territory.
That ought to give Farrar some confidence right there. He's throwing from the right hash all the way to the left sideline and put it right on the money, just over the outstretched arms of an Army defender.
Farrar, screen pass, near right sideline. Murphy, 3rd straight catch. He squirts his way through a couple tacklers for a gain of 5, and UConn playing with tempo and consistency for the first time on offense.
Well, obviously there's some relationship there between Murphy and Farrar. They've hit on 3 straight plays. There's a comfort level there, obviously, and they're making it work.
Raymelo Murphy from Fremont, California, Arizona transfer, playing in his final game as a 5th year for UConn. Farrar now into positive passing yards for the first time. Ball at the Army 41-yard line. Farrar quick out again, screen pass to his big target. John Nider dancing along the sideline. He's got the first down yardage.
Boy, well-designed play right there. They're making the Army run sideways. You notice they're working the boundaries here, going left and going right and going back to the right again. Great block by Lewis Hanson, the tight end, right on the sideline to help Nieder get up the field.
Empty backfield, hits the crosser over the middle again. That's Nieder with another 15-yard reception. Ball spotted at the Army West Point 17-yard line. UConn running a 2-minute drill. Hurry up here now, down 17 with less than 4 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Well, it looks like Gordon Samus has said, hey, we got to get back in this game. They're going back to running their offense that they've run all year. This is wide open.
Another screen pass to Nieder, left side, and he is tripped up. Just one man to beat. It was Caleb Williams, the free safety, who made the shoestring tackle.
Yeah, and Williams was sliding down. He reaches back, gets a handful of shoestrings, just enough to bring him down, or else that's a score.
Great blocking on the edge there. Army West Point was bringing the blitz. UConn picked it up well, protecting Farrar for the first time, making his first career start after Joe Fignano, the outstanding starting 7th-year quarterback, opted out for UConn. Knocking on the door here. Red zone trip at the Army 14-yard line. Farrar on 2nd down and 7. Time, throws, end zone, incomplete. Over the hands of Raymelo Murphy, who is running the seam route right down the middle.
Boy, he threw it a little bit high. I mean, there are 4 Army defenders back there. Army in a 2-deep zone that time, and they were dropping the linebacker. Caleb Fortner, it's kind of that old Tampa 2 look where the linebacker takes the middle of the field. That was a dangerous throw right there. He's fortunate that it was overthrown.
Farrar looking more confident now through the air. Another critical 3rd down for UConn. 3rd and 7, deep in Army territory. Trailing by 17. Mel Brown in the backfield. Gets the handoff, heading right side. Wrapped up from behind by Army tacklers. He's short of the line to gain. Dragged down at the 11-yard line. And now down 3 scores. UConn's going to keep the offense out there to go on 4th down.
All right, great job right there stringing the play out. They had, looked like Mel Brown was going to get the corner. And Army with a great effort there. Endon Thomas and Fortner again from his linebacker spot. Mays, corner. Doing a great job. This is not a short 4th down. This is 4th and 4 from the 11.
UConn has already converted a 4th down in this game. Knocking on the door at the Black Knights 11-yard line. 4 wide in the set. Farrar on 4th down. Launches. End zone. Incomplete. UConn looking for a flag in the end zone. Won't get it. It was good tight coverage downfield by Caleb Fortner, the leader of this Black Knight defense. It's a turnover on downs.
Boy, that's fabulous coverage right there. Trying to hit Nieder in the back of the end zone. And again, that same coverage where Fortner had the middle of the field, and he picked up Nieder and had him well covered here, and it goes over on downs.
Farrar hopping up and down after that incompletion. He thought for sure he had delivered 6. With the score, Army West Point 27, UConn 10, 1:43 to go in the third. This next update from Hell of a Good Dip.
This season, the action isn't just on the field, it's in every game day spread. Hell of a Good dips bring bold flavor to every tailgate, made for dunking, scooping, and celebrating every big play. Find Hell of a Good in stores near you and follow on Instagram at Hell of a Good Dips. Start dipping with Hell of a Good.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
Today's cup of Scooter's coffee was sweatily earned in one trip from the car to the apartment door. You knew it could be done. Had to be. 2 trips just aren't your style. This time, 23 grocery bags, gym bag, and takeout? A new personal best. Even got the mail on the way in. 4 flights of stairs? Feeling in your fingers? Who needs it? Not you. So enjoy that delicious cup of Scooter's coffee, you one-trip wonder. Scooter's coffee. You earned it.
A turnover on downs for UConn after Farrar delivers an incomplete pass through the end zone. Army West Point takes the ball back. Now up 3 scores, 27-10 over UConn here at the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl. I'm Kevin Gale. Trying to stay warm up here in the WEEI Red Sox booth with John Denton. I got to be honest, John, I was doing pretty well. Real feels about 14 degrees here in Boston, and once that sun went down, my toes started getting cold.
Yeah, it's cooling off down here as darkness falls over Fenway Park. You've seen a lot of people in the stands. You can see their breath. I mean, this is an icy cold bowl game here. I mean, this is not the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. This is the icy cold Wasabi Fenway Bowl. And the players don't seem to be bothered too much by it, but I'll tell you what, Army has come out red hot here in the third quarter and taken control of this game.
Fans have been on their feet all game long, mostly just trying to keep their extremities moving. These are fans that know how to brave the elements, especially a lot of these UConn fans who go to Foxborough each and every home game Sunday. First down and 10 for Army West Point, work it out of its own end of the field, right center field here at Fenway Park. First down carry went midline, right up the middle to God's Power Wahihe. Unforgettable game for the true freshman. 4 carries, 128 yards, and 2 touchdowns prior to that. 1-yard carry, so that will take a big chunk out of his average, Sean.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's not going to be too happy as his average is dropping, but he has made some great plays today with limited touches.
Easily the leader in the clubhouse for our hell of a good player of the game. He rumbles his way forward off right tackle for 2 more yards, and Army West Point officially has this game right where it wants, leading the country in time of possession, leading this game by 17 points. Clock ticking down toward the start of the fourth quarter. It looks at this point in the game like Jeff Munkin's team has this game in overdrive, creeping toward a 6th bowl win under Coach Munkin.
Yeah, and Army completely capable as we wind down. This may be the last play of the third quarter, but they're completely capable of going on a long march, and the next thing you know, it's the middle of the fourth quarter.
Out of the short shotgun. Noah Short crossing the formation. Takes the snap. Trying to dodge his way through the line of scrimmage. Hustles his way forward. Got a clean lane across the 30-yard line. Pickup of 7 yards for the first down. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. Army West Point's drive will continue when we come back at its own 32-yard line, leading UConn by a score of 27-10. An impressive showing this evening by Army West Point. The cadets, clad in black helmets, black pants, and white jerseys, come out onto the field, holding up their fists for the start of the fourth quarter. They have the ball and the momentum. This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl. More after this from Shriners Children's Charities.
Before the bright lights on Sunday, before the draft and pro contracts, greatness starts here. It's the East-West Shrine Bowl, January 27th, 2026, at the Ford Center at the Star. A century-old tradition and the first step to NFL stardom. Every play supports game-changing outcomes at Shriners Children's. The 2026 East-West Shrine Bowl. Today's All-Stars, tomorrow's legends. Visit shrinebowl.com for tickets starting at $26.
Today's cup of Scooter's coffee was hard-earned in the trenches of School Zone Triumph. That pickup line is always a crawling mess of SUVs and minivans. But you timed it perfectly, getting there precisely between long-waiting early arrivers and last-minute moms. Even got a nice job from the oldest. Sure, he called your bruh, but you'll take it. So enjoy that Scooter's coffee, you pickup line prodigy. You earned it. Scooter's coffee. You earned it.
Right after Turkey and through the new year, it's bowl season today. From big city lights to cold, snowy nights, it's bowl season today. Our gridiron dreams bring us here for our teams, where the fans tailgate and we all celebrate that it's bowl season today. Happy bowl season, everybody.
Wasabi is purpose-built to free your business from skyrocketing storage costs and fees from the big guys. Wasabi is the go-to provider for professional and collegiate sports teams around the world. Check out Wasabi's AI-enabled intelligent media storage, Wasabi Air, and the industry's only cloud storage service with triple protection against cyber criminals. Wasabi, driving innovation and data storage for up to 80% less than market competition. Try for free at wasabi.com.
Back in the Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio Studios, Hoppy Kercheval with Brad Howard. Jam-packed day on Bowl Season. And we wrap it up with an interesting nightcap between LSU and Houston, Brad, in the Kinder's Texas Bowl.
Yeah, coming up tonight, 9:15, LSU and Houston. And LSU is obviously the story of college football over the last couple of weeks with the hiring of Lane Kiffin, but that's a story for another day. Today, the Tigers have to find some guys to step up. They'll be without some key pieces, including quarterback Garrett Nussmeier. On the other sideline, Houston has seen a resurgence in year 2 under Willie Fritz and should be locked in and ready to go in this one.
Now back to John Denton, Molly Cotton, and Kevin Gale for the fourth quarter of the Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much. Just 15 minutes left to go. The sun is gone here in Boston. Dark skies overhead at America's most beloved ballpark. Army West Point with a 27-10 lead over UConn and their big crowd of fans here in Boston. Let's quickly check in downstairs with Molly Cotton.
Yeah, this is an Army team that came into this game with a chip on their shoulder. I talked to people at this program heading into this game, and they were taking it very seriously. A win meant a lot to them. To be able to finish the season with a winning record, that sounds obvious, but as you guys know, with bowl games and opt-outs, you don't always get that. But this is an Army team, very serious, taking care of business today. Caleb Fortner, you mentioned it, Kevin, the leader on this defense. He says it's incredible to get to play 4 more quarters. You can really cap this season, but also a big tone setter for 2026.
No doubt about it, Molly. Black Knights wanted to make the most of their first ever appearance here at Fenway Park. They have snatched the momentum from a UConn team that was red hot coming into this game. 8 wins in the last 9, including a victory over the ACC champ from Duke. But with opt-outs, Joe Fignano out of the mix at quarterback, Skylar Bell unavailable in this game. It's going to be a really tough comeback in the third quarter for the Dogs.
Yeah, kind of very similar to what North Carolina was going through last year when UConn played North Carolina in this very bowl game. Shoes on the other foot this year.
First down and 10. Another 5-yard gain on first down thanks to Godspower Wahihe. Yeah, it feels like the complete bizarro version of last year's game. UConn brought nearly 30,000 fans to Fenway. They were thrilled about the opportunity to get a win over a power conference team. This year, without their coach Jim Mora, Jason Candle getting set to take over as soon as the season is done. They've done everything they can to stay within reach, but Kason Farrar in his first collegiate start has been unable to match Cale Helms, who is so locked in with this Army West Point offense. He's doing everything he needs. He drops back, throws a dart to Noah Short, who evades a tackle into UConn territory. It's another 15-yard pass and catch. The sticks keep moving for Army West Point into the UConn end of Fenway Park.
Boy, that's a great move right there by Short, working against Devin Pringle, who's a senior corner. Just turned him around and lost him and got up the sideline for a nice big gain. They faked the handoff to Yahe. He, with a nice protection block, stayed in to protect. Helms makes the completion. Army's rolling again.
Godspower Wahihe, the lone back again. Helms barks a command out to him. Protection overloaded to the right side. Now calling for the motion. Godspower Wahihe. That was a good check at the line by Helms. Got the push up front that he needed. 8 yards on first down. Just run right between the tackles, John. It doesn't sound like much on radio, but that is really something to watch here in person as that line pushes forward.
Yeah. They are just plowing right there, and it wasn't like it was any kind of a secret. Cale Helms stepped away from the center, said something to Wahihe, and then snapped it and handed it to him. I mean, I was like, they're changing the play again. He's going to get it.
Second down and 3. Helms under center, calling for that motion from Short again. Fakes. Now dodges a blitzer. Pointing out traffic downfield, backpedaling to the far left sideline and throws it out of play. He was out of the tackle box. Incomplete. No intentional grounding. Good, clean work there by Helms. He stops the clock with 12:58 to go in the contest. Army still up 17.
Yeah, he was playing some games there with the defensive back on that side, Devin Pringle. He was pointing up the field as if there was a receiver down the sideline. There wasn't. He was trying to see if he could get Pringle to turn around and look. Then he was going to take off up the field and try to pick up the first down.
Army West Point highly efficient on third down today. 3rd and 3. Rendina bullying his way forward. Got through one tackler. He was wrapped up by Lee Mollett, who couldn't make the stop. Needed 3, got 4. First down, Army West Point.
Just grinding, just carrying 3 or 4 tacklers along with him. I mean, he gets down low to the ground. He just keeps churning with those big legs. That's impressive. 240-pounder just rolling along here, and coming up on the 9th play of this drive. Army's had a 11-play drive that resulted in a score. They've had a 10-play drive today. They're on their way to another one here.
Ball on the UConn 32. Godspower Wahihe patiently following his blocks up the middle. He's got a 6-yard gain on first down, and Army just crossed 300 yards on the ground in this game. They have 408 total yards against this UConn defense.
Yeah, no surprise right there. I mean, they are plowing. They are making huge holes in this defensive front for UConn right now.
That is an unbelievable day, John, for an Army offense that's only 108th best in FBS moving the football.
Well, they come in averaging about 245 yards a game. They have relied on the run today, and they've found a new answer and a secret weapon in number 7.
Here he is again, Godspower Wahihe, staying patient again behind the line of scrimmage. Just those extra split seconds there as he picks up 2 yards at the line to get that forward push.
Yeah, and a lot of times he is right at the hole at the point of attack quickly, and then other times he waits patiently. If they're running a counter or a trap, he lets it open up in front of him, and then zoom, he's through it.
He gets right behind the point of that spear. Brady Small, the 2-time All-Conference Outland Remington watch list selection, the junior at center, has done everything in this game. Off left tackle this time with Rendina. He's got the first down. Again, highly efficient. Needed 4, got 5. Sticks are already moving. Less than 11 minutes to go. Army West Point back in the red zone.
Yeah, Army just grinding, leaning, pushing, shoving. I mean, The other thing we haven't talked about today is what a great job the receivers do blocking downfield. I mean, all 11 on offense, 10 of the 11, whoever the ball carrier is, obviously not blocking, but these receivers, when they're split out, they're coming after defensive backs. I guarantee you, UConn has not seen that all year long. They block hard.
Everybody bunched in tight here to block on 1st down and 10 at the UConn 19. Rendina hustles through the hole on the left side. Went down head first after a gain of 5. Devin Pringle came up to make the stop from the DB position. And on a cold night, John, you know those DBs and linebackers, they must be getting sore now having to come up and hit those big bodies from Army.
Well, Army's just firing out now, running the football, executing well. They're in no hurry. They're taking their time. It's a very confident bunch. They're going back into the huddle. They come out. They get set. And from there, it's sheer precision.
Army precision, just like they're taught at West Point. Pistol formation here on 2nd and 5. Handoff to Godspower Wahihe. Spins off right tackle, and he's wrestled down at the 11. Ty Quan King with the stop from his linebacker spot. We've dipped under 10 minutes to go here at Fenway. This could be lights out altogether if Army pounds one into the end zone.
They're about to run their 14th play of the drive. This drive started back in the third quarter with 1:48 left at their own 11-yard line. This is a march, folks.
Handoff again, hopping outside. Godspower Wahihe dragged down at the 5-yard line. He can sniff his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. Another 1st down for the Black Knights. It'll be 1st and goal.
He's up over 160 yards now on the game. 171 on 12 carries for a guy that we really didn't even have on our chart. I mean, talk about finding an answer down the depth chart.
And he's in there again. He's saying, remember me now, John Denton. 1st and goal at the 5. Helms following Wahihe, pushes his way into the end zone for an Army touchdown. Cale Helms finds the end zone for the 2nd time in this game. Add that to his touchdown pass. He's done it all for Army West Point. It's a 4-score lead in Boston.
That's an 89-yard drive. Great blocking there. Wahihe with the lead block. Also got a block from the wide receiver. Got to give him credit, number 8. Hayden Reed. Nice block there, play side. And Army has fully taken control.
Incredible. 8 minutes, 22 seconds with the football. Dawson Jones, sophomore kicker, looking to drive one over the right field fence here at Fenway. That one's gone into the bleachers. That was a hell of a good extra point from Dawson Jones. Find hell of a good dips in stores near you. It's all Black Knights here in Boston. 8:18 to play. This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl with the score. Army West Point 34, Connecticut 10. Back after this from Navy Federal Credit Union.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
This season, the action isn't just on the field. It's in every game day spread. Hell of a Good dips bring bold flavor to every watch party. Made for dunking, scooping, and celebrating every big play. Find Hell of a Good in stores near you and follow on Instagram at Hell of a Good Dips. Start dipping with Hell of a Good.
He's going to hit one deep down the field. And it's caught. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like that moment when your team clinches a win. The Friday night lights, all those Saturday tailgate traditions, hours in front of the TV on Sunday. Football means tradition. Whether you played or cheered along, the feeling of game day never ends. Join the community and celebrate the game. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Football Matters.
During bowl season, every team is the away team. And that's exactly who Engine was built for. Whether you're traveling for a big game, big meeting, or your big brother's wedding, if you're traveling in numbers, Engine's on your side. We're the all-in-one platform for group travel that makes every road trip simpler and more affordable, giving you an away team advantage for every away game on the calendar. So to all 82 teams and millions of fans traveling this bowl season, safe travels and may the best road team win. Book travel at engine.com.
Welcome back to the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Molly Cotton sidelines here between UConn and Army. Kevin and John, you guys talked about how the script has been flipped for UConn from a season ago, taking on Carolina, who was going through so many changes, and one of which is the head coach. And of course, this time last year, the conversation for Carolina was all about Bill Belichick, who's pretty well known here around Boston. So those were the whispers, those were the conversations here at the Fenway Bowl last year. And now again, the script is flipped for UConn as Jason Candle will be taking over for this team. This is a guy who's getting to know his players, building his staff, and heading in with quite a bit of pressure and expectations for the Huskies, considering what Jim Mora has done for this program.
I'll tell you this, Molly. UConn fans certainly hope Jason Candle makes the jump a little bit better from Toledo to UConn than Bill Belichick made from the NFL to UNC in season number 1. There is excitement around this UConn program. 9 wins this season, finished strong, only 2 losses in overtime this year. They've got some bright talent of the future, but hard to put on display tonight with Army West Point controlling the game up by 24. Return opportunity for UConn. Picked up at the 15-yard line, now across the 25 and the 30. Moving the pile out across the 40 as Mel Brown finally gets a burst in the return game for UConn.
Great
Anything
return.
they can build on, John, that's a good place to start.
Yeah, well, they got decent field position for a change. It started about the 42-yard line, but he takes it right up the left hash, breaks a couple of tackles. Been impressed with what I've seen of Mel Brown today when he's carried the football.
Brown has been bottled up as UConn has been held. Really quiet offensively. The pass unable to set up the run, just 51 yards through the air with first-year quarterback and first-time starter Kason Farrar. We'll step aside again. Media timeout here in the fourth quarter at Fenway. 8:06 to go. You are listening to Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio, home of the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl, as it's time for Sweet Caroline in Boston.
In 1917, Agnes and Herbert Greer recognized a need for high-quality cold-rolled strip steel. Their solution? They founded Greer Steel and built a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility to produce the highest quality strip steel available. The company was built one customer at a time. It was built with true relationships. Today, Greer Steel not only remains a leader in the industry, but is an extraordinary resource for clients that demand more efficient production, which increases their profit. With a long reputation as an innovator, the Dover, Ohio mill is home to the Laser Matte Finisher, the only unit of its kind in the United States, plus a gold standard metallurgical lab. I'm John Racy, president of Greer Steel, and Agnes and Herbert Greer were my grandparents. We make steel that will meet your requirements and exceed your expectations. To learn more, visit us at GreerSteel.com.
There's been a change in the world of healthcare and in how you'll find your next job. Technology has made it possible. If you're planning your next career move, temporary contract, staff position, a local assignment, or even per diem shifts, look to Staff DNA. You can see all jobs with pay and full details in one place with no need to register. Plus, customize the pay to suit you and your family's needs right in the app with no recruiter needed. Staff DNA, the #1 app for finding healthcare jobs. Download it now.
Right after turkey and through the new year, it's bowl season today. From big city lights to cold, snowy nights, it's bowl season today. Fenway. Our gridiron dreams bring us here for our teams, where the fans tailgate and we all celebrate that it's bowl season today. Happy bowl season, everybody.
You're listening to the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl from Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio.
8 minutes and 6 seconds to the finish line here in frigid, cold Boston. Army West Point dominating the night here at Fenway Park, 34-10 over UConn. I'm Kevin Gale with John Denton, and Molly Cotton is getting hazard pay down on the sideline, walking down those icy warning tracks. Field is held up beautifully, though, John, and Army West Point's been running roughshod up and down this converted baseball to football field.
And we heard Molly talk to Jeff Monken coming out of the halftime locker room. I mean, he said they've got to win the second half. They've come out and taken control of this game here in the second half as well.
Farrar trying to take control of the UConn offense, drops a dime into the bucket. Raymello Murphy run down in Army West Point territory. Big chunk play, 30 yards downfield. First down, Huskies at the Army 30.
That's a really good throw there on a little wheel route in the left flat to Murphy. Great throw there by Farrar.
Farrar finally finding some rhythm offensively. Here's a stretch run to the right side as Oliver Lundberg Coleman goes flying over a linebacker. The native of Sweden, yes, a redshirt freshman from Scandinavia, getting a taste of this American ballpark. First down and 10 inside the 20. Farrar's right back at the line of scrimmage. He's going to the Swede again. Lundberg Coleman lunging toward the sideline, out toward the Green Monster here at Fenway. He was able to work forward for about 2 yards. I can't remember a time, John, that I've seen a Swede playing American football.
First one for me as well, but he did a great job on that little Zia round that he ran a moment ago. All of a sudden, UConn's got a little life offensively.
Screen pass completed to Murphy. He goes hurdling again over a tackler. Picked up a couple extra yards. He's marked down at the 10. Just about 2 yards short of the line to gain. UConn moving the ball crisply for the first time in this game. It started with a long Mel Brown kickoff return. Looking to build some momentum, down 4 scores. Farrar fakes the handoff, now chased out of the backfield. He's loose and wrapped up at the 11-yard line. Steven Nadozi came flying in from his strong safety spot to shut down the play. Oh, John, it looked like for sure Farrar was going to get the first.
Yeah, Nadozi, a great open field tackle right there, and he's made a couple of 3 really good plays defensively for the Black Knights today. Impressed with his ability to get on the field or get around the field. He's very rangy, and a short tackler there saved what might have been a score.
Black Knights up 24, still flying around. They force yet another third down for UConn. Just 1 for 9 on the money down. Farrar, empty backfield, 5 wide in the set. Straight ahead, calls his own number, dances his way through the hole and into the end zone. Touchdown, UConn. Quarterback keeper by Kason Farrar. His first trip to the end zone as a collegiate quarterback.
Wanted to throw there. That was a critical play right there. They needed to get a first down. They were about to flame out deep in Army territory. Great job there by Farrar, kind of freelancing in the open field. And fought through a tackle, dives into the end zone, and gives UConn their first score of the second half.
11-yard touchdown run for Kason Farrar. Caps off a 6-play, 58-yard touchdown drive. UConn scores its first points of the second half, and why not? Going for 2 here, down 34-16, 5:47 to play. Toss, now reverse, a throw to Farrar. He's open to the far right sideline, reaches for the pylon, but he's short. Army sniffed it out. The trick play nearly cashed in for 2. Great play design there by Gordon Samus as the wideout Terrence Smith threw a pass.
Yeah, getting really creative, little dipsy doodle there. He had a receiver in the end zone who was wide open, but ends up throwing it to Farrar, who just gets clipped at the 2-yard line. So it remains 34-16.
Great sportsmanship there by Justin Weaver, the cornerback for Army, helping the quarterback up off the field after his first collegiate touchdown, but it's still all Army West Point. 34-16 over UConn with 5:47 to play at America's most beloved ballpark. You are listening to Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio in the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
A 43-yard field goal with a ticket to the championship on the line. Here's the snap. The kick is...
At this moment, who you voted for doesn't matter. What kind of car you drive, how much money you make, what kind of music you listen to, or how many followers you have doesn't matter. At this moment, the only thing that does is football. Is at footballmatters.com.
As a referee, I pay attention for a living. While I'm busy watching the game, I need your help keeping an eye on the stands.
If you see something that doesn't look quite right, tell a law enforcement official.
We all play an important role in protecting our communities, and you can help.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
If you see something, say something is used with permission by the New York Metropolitan Transportation Authority.
If your child experiences a burn, Shriners Children's is here with world-renowned burn care. The same doctors who innovate procedures for the most serious burn cases are ready with the most advanced treatments for pediatric burn injuries, no matter the degree. Best of all, our care is provided regardless of a family's ability to pay or insurance status. Visit us at shrinerschildrens.org to see why we're the place to turn for any burn. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
For your family that you promised to give the home of their dreams, let Union Home Mortgage be with you every step of the way and help you deliver on those promises. For military families, VA loans come with no down payments, competitive rates, and no private mortgage insurance. Union Home Mortgage appreciates all that you do for your country, and we want to be there for you and your family. Go to UHM.com to get started today. Union Home Mortgage. Promises kept. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
You're in Coca-Cola Bowl season. Now back to the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
Let's pause 10 seconds. This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl on Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio from First Team. .547 to play inside Fenway Park. Mr. Brightside blaring through the speakers. This is the Red Sox rally song. UConn could really use it now, trailing Army West Point by a score of 34-16. Onside kick formation now for the UConn Huskies. Trying to go back-to-back with Wasabi Fenway Bowl victories. It's a long uphill climb now. Ball sitting on its side, right next to the tee at the 35-yard line. Looking for a sidewinder. Kick to the near left sideline. Easily scooped up by Army West Point. No chance for UConn to recover. Army West Point takes it back as Gavin Shields got the recovery. And with the big lead, John, and this time consuming offense, Army West Point may be able to take this across the finish line all by itself.
Well, the way they've been grinding out the clock, I mean, you've only got 5:45 left in the game. Yeah, they could very well just run the clock out with this possession. What's going to work against them is they've got fabulous field position. They don't have that far to go. They're at the UConn 43-yard line following the onside kick, which never got the weird bounce that UConn needed. It was just a slow grounder that Army covered well.
Chris Freeman did everything he could to get that ball bouncing, but it slid across this cold field like a hockey puck. First down and 10. Straight ahead give for the big boy out of the backfield, Carson Smith, typically used as a blocker, but he's been a nice secondary run option. Third carry in this game.
Got a new quarterback in for Army. They're rolling out Dwayne Coleman, who we've heard a lot about as well.
Big opportunity for Coleman after Cale Helms had a spectacular bowl appearance. 7 of 8 through the air, 108 yards, a touchdown throw from 42 yards out to Noah Short. He also cashed in a couple touchdown runs. Helms finishing the year with 17 touchdown runs as a quarterback. He replaced Bryson Daly, the FBS scoring leader in 2024. And this is the first time since at least 1995 that Army quarterbacks have recorded back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons with 10-plus touchdowns. Helms certainly did that. He had more than 1,200 yards this season, along with those 17 rushing touchdowns. He looks so confident heading into his senior campaign as we get a quick stoppage here at Fenway for an injured UConn player. Quickly back up on his feet, Umar Diomande, who's had a nice night at linebacker, but they've just been worn down, John, by this relentless offensive line attack led by Henry Appleton, Will Jeffcoat, Brady Small, Paolo Gennarelli, and Teddy Williams. They have set a tone up front, along with Parker Pulaski at tight end.
Well, your front seven just get pounded every play of the game. I mean, they're just your linebackers and your linemen. I mean, it's middle drill for 3.5 hours, and I mean it takes a toll.
Shifting the protection here to the left side. Smith follows it beautifully and picks up 6 more yards. If you can get 6 yards midline or on a stretch play to the left or right, you're going to win a lot of football games without giving up a lot of turnovers.
Well, and it's right now, it's just a test of wills as we roll down inside 5 minutes left to play in this game. I mean, Army's starting to feel it. UConn has about had enough, and they're just going to keep grinding. I don't think you're going to see another pass in this game, at least not from Army. And they're just going to keep grinding it 6 yards at a time. And they've got some fresh legs, some new linemen in the game that are getting to play.
Coleman, the quarterback under center, gave it to Smith again. Minimal gain on the play. It's an exhausting brand of football to play when you're on defense against Army West Point. They're creeping toward another 35 minutes in time of possession. They had held UConn quiet on their offensive side of the football here in the second half till just moments ago when Kayshawn Farrar got his first collegiate touchdown. A great night for Jeff Monken's squad. He's about to move to 6-1 all-time in bowl games, and he will say farewell to an outstanding senior class, 23 seniors in all, and they gave the cadets who made the trip here standing along the sideline, they gave them a lot of push-ups to do tonight, John, on that cold field with all those points up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, 34 in total, and they may not be done yet.
4:01 to go. Clock frozen here. 4th down and 2. Army West Point's going to go for it with its backup quarterback, senior Dwayne Coleman. Standing tight behind his center, Carson Smith is the fullback, the lone man in the backfield. Now the center judge steps away. Looks like they're working on the clock again. Center field scoreboard here shows the clock ticking down. 4:04, 4:03. And now James Carter stops it.
The half. UConn. 30-second timeout.
UConn has called its first timeout of the second half. So Gordon Samus, before moving on to take the TCU offensive coordinator opportunity, calls his team over. UConn will settle for 9 wins this season. They were looking for a 10th to pick up the first 10-win season as an FBS team. Only one other time has UConn won 10 games in a season. That was back in the 1AA days, 1998 under Skip Holtz. They reached the 1AA quarterfinals, lost to Georgia Southern. The celebration put on hold tonight here, John, but there's excitement about what Jason Candle can do coming over from Toledo, taking the reins of this team in Stores.
Yeah, it's going to be a fresh start for UConn. They'll bring a new attitude. He'll bring a different style. I think it's going to be exciting for those UConn players who still have eligibility and they're going to elect to stay at UConn. Jeff Candle's a good football coach, and he knows how to get a team motivated and how to win. He's had great success at Toledo. He'll do well at UConn.
4th down and 2. Army West Point lined up to go for it, trying to push forward on the left side of the line. Army's signaling for the first down. UConn not so sure. And the sticks are moving. First down. After a keeper for Coleman, he wiggled his way outside and fell forward for just enough.
Yeah, just enough to get that first down. Didn't need a whole lot, didn't get much. But now Army will really slow it down, start working that play clock. 3:33 left in this one.
Ball at the UConn 32-yard line. First down and 10. Carson Smith, the fullback, behind Coleman under center. Slot back goes in motion. Fake the give. Now a throw to the far left sideline. Incomplete. Short hop the intended target. Brady Mott from Vacaville, California. Army West Point going a little deeper on the roster here with a 34-16 lead and less than 3.5 to play.
Yeah, and they're getting Coleman a little bit of work there. A little play action look. Had his receiver wide open, just couldn't quite get it to Mott.
Second down and 10. Lone wide out to the top side of the formation, far left side. Coleman hands it off to Smith. Carefully steps through, and look at the pile move. 5, 6, 7 yards downfield. What a push by Army West Point. Another first down. That had to be like 6 or 7 yards after contact as the scrum moved from the 30 down to the 22.
Looked like a swarm of bees. I mean, they got the pile moving, and Smith somewhere in the middle there takes it all the way down to the 20. That is surge. And what that is also is a bunch of young linemen that are in the game right now who are coming off the bench. They're fresh, and they want their unit. All the twos are in the game right now for Army on the offensive side. They want to score.
Mike Vitti, the offensive line coach, is going to show that video over and over in the offseason. Carson Smith right behind his center again, steps through for 2.
Well, I imagine that the Army staff's going to have quite a bit of clinic video off of this game today, the way that offensive line has performed, the way you've seen some of these big plays on the ground.
This has been really special to watch for Army West Point. Looking for win number 7, trying to finish off the season a winner here in Boston. We've hit the final 2-minute timeout. This is the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl with the score. Army 34, UConn 16. Back to Boston after this from Wasabi.
Wasabi is purpose-built to free your business from skyrocketing storage costs and fees from the big guys. Wasabi is the go-to provider for professional and collegiate sports teams around the world. Check out Wasabi's AI-enabled intelligent media storage, Wasabi Air, and the industry's only cloud storage service with triple protection against cyber criminals. Wasabi, driving innovation and data storage for up to 80% less than market competition. Try for free at wasabi.com.
Before the bright lights on Sunday, before the draft and pro contracts, greatness starts here. It's the East-West Shrine Bowl, January 27th, 2026, at the Ford Center at the Star. A century-old tradition and the first step to NFL stardom. Every play supports game-changing outcomes at Shriners Children's. The 2026 East-West Shrine Bowl. Today's All-Stars, tomorrow's legends. Visit shrinebowl.com for tickets starting at $26.
Today's cup of Scooter's coffee was hard-earned through parallel parking perfection. Oh, the stakes were high, the spot was tight, and everyone was watching, including that red hatchback that wanted to shark the spot. But you rose to the occasion, used the mirror trick you learned from the internet, and, well, earned the respect of everyone on the boulevard. No backup cam? No problem. So enjoy that delicious cup of Scooter's coffee, you parallel parking wonderkind. Scooter's Coffee. You earned it.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
2 minutes left on the clock here at Fenway Park. Army West Point, a 34-16 lead over UConn. I'm Kevin Gale with John Denton. Let's check in again with Molly Cotton downstairs.
Well, guys, I got to say, I have seen a lot of dance moves on sidelines in the past before, but I may be most impressed with what Army's got going on with their clogging, line dancing. I'm not sure what it is, but it's very impressive. And I almost feel like maybe they're getting ready for the Riley Green concert following the game. They will have plenty to celebrate to enjoy concert.
Listen, Molly, you know country music. That's why you know Riley Green. Let me explain this as a Bostonian. That's I'm Shipping Up to Boston by Dropkick Murphys. That's our band, and that's our jig. That's what you do when you hear that song. Welcome to Boston. 2 minutes left to go here at America's most beloved ballpark. Quite a good crowd still on hand, still on their feet trying to stay warm. Temperatures dipping toward 20 degrees. Army West Point has certainly handled the conditions. Awesome play calling throughout the game by their offensive coordinator Cody Worley, and defensive coordinator Nate Woody got an all-time defensive performance from his squad heading into the offseason. Here's a 2nd down and 4 for Army West Point under the guidance now of backup quarterback Dwayne Coleman. Bouncing outside, Carson Smith with a little extra burst, and he's got enough again on 2nd down and 4. Looked like the play was dead between the tackles, but Smith just wiggled his way out of there, and Army keeps leaning on UConn, bearing down toward the goal line.
I mean, he's just surfing that offensive line, and he comes out of the scrum and nearly gets loose, picks up another 4 yards. Some tough running today by these running backs from Army.
Coleman's got 5 touchdowns accounted for this season. He'd love to make it 6. At the UConn 6-yard line, 1st down and 10. It's Smith right through a tackler, lowered the shoulder, hit it for the touchdown. Carson Smith would not be denied at the goal line. The 2nd touchdown of his junior season. Army West Point running up the score. It's 40-16, less than 2 minutes to go.
Boy, nice 9-play drive there, and they just grind it out. I mean, that's well done following the onside kick coverage. And Carson Smith with 3 impressive runs on that drive. The one a moment ago before the scoring run was really good, but that time he just powered right through the B gap into the end zone for the touchdown to get Army to 40.
Lee Molette's like, I'm a DB. This should not be my job. He just got leveled on a freezing cold night. That's what Army West Point does. Dawson Jones has been busy tonight with extra points, drives another one into the bleachers in right center field. That was a hell of a good extra point. Find hell of a good dips in stores near you. And John, as is so often the case when we call games here at Fenway, they've seemingly played the entire game at the opposite end of the field. We're behind home plate here in the beautiful WEEI Red Sox radio booth, and we've been watching this entire thing through binoculars. If you got a ticket out beyond the bullpens tonight, you've seen all the action.
Yeah, those folks in the right field bleachers out there where the Ted Williams seat is, they've gotten their money's worth. Most of the game on that end of the field today, but all good is some of the cadets from Army are working into 41 push-ups in that end zone down there along the right field warning track.
They are dressed in their fatigues tonight. They've got the boots, they've got the warm weather gear, and big smiles on their faces. What a way to head into the new year. Jeff Monken's team has found the recipe here in this bowl game. The leader of this defense, Andon Thomas, told us before this game, we can't let Navy beat us twice. Don't let the hangover of that game 2 weeks ago carry into Boston. They certainly haven't allowed that tonight. 41-16 lead with 1:20 to go. Return time for UConn on the kickoff. Mel Brown trying to make it back-to-back long returns. Instead, he is stood up at the 27-yard line. And look at the celebration from Army West Point special teams. They've got a huge lead. They're heading into the offseason, but they're celebrating every play like it really matters. Sean Satorino, special teams coach, is going to love this commitment from his unit.
Yeah, well, what they're fired up about is Charlie Barnett was the kicker there. They let him kick it. He made the tackle on the return, and the bench over on the Army side just went nuts. Everybody getting in the act here.
John Denton, our former kicker in the booth, always looking for a kicker tackle downfield. He spotted that right away.
It's a big deal if the kicker gets in on some contact. I mean, that's a big deal. Now, they're making fun of him over there, too, but they're getting fired up.
Got to really want it on a night like this. Tyler Smith has subbed in at quarterback for UConn. Gives a handoff right side. Clock will dip below 1 minute to go. UConn will settle for a 9-4 finish this season. Army West Point will head into the offseason with a winning record, 7-6 overall. Now 3-0, bouncing back off a loss to Navy, heading into a bowl game.
Yeah, well done by all the Army cadets, staff, football team. I mean, great crowd today. They're hanging around. They're going to party here in Fenway.
Tons to do after a ball game here in Boston, just steps away from America's most beloved ballpark. Stretch run to the right side. Malichi Greaves gets the handoff from UConn. Minimal gain on 2nd and 9.
Yeah, we got a flag, a late flag. One of the linesmen threw. Here's James Carter.
Holding. Offense number 81. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Waning seconds here at Fenway Park. Army West Point, the defense was outstanding. One of the worst on 3rd down in FBS this season. They held UConn 1 for 9 on the money down. That shifted the entire momentum of this game. And Army's offense really burst out in the second half. They had a 14-10 lead going into the break. They scored 27 in the second half as Cale Helms just wore down that UConn defense. One last carry, straight up the gut by MJ Flowers. 17 seconds showing on the center field scoreboard here at Fenway Park. Team slowly wandering out to the field. Coaches on the shared sideline in center field here at Fenway Park. In the shadow of the Green Monster, will shake hands at the end of this ball game. The Black Knights storm onto the field. Army West Point wins the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl 41-16 over Connecticut. And look at the cadets chasing Jeff Monken around the field with the Gatorade bucket. He's at the 30. He's being held up at the 35, and he's taken down in a heap, hit by the Gatorade bath. What a moment for Army West Point. On a freezing night, they delivered the freezing cold bath to their beloved head coach.
Now, he showed some speed, too. He was elusive. They had to chase him a long way.
Let's go down to the field with Molly Cotton.
Hey, God's Power, that was an incredible performance for you in this victory, in this bowl win. What will you remember the most about this game and your performance?
I just remember this moment being with my teammates, being able to have this last game for my seniors, and just being able to put everything on the line for the win. And the coaches, they believed in me. They put me in the spots to make plays, and I thank them for that. I thank this team that blocked and just did everything to help me be successful. And I'm going to just remember going out with my brothers on the last ride, 2025.
How will this set the tone for this team in 2026?
It just gives me something to look forward to, you know. I mean, when you make plays, it just gives you a little bit of confidence. Like, yeah, I really can do this. But, yeah, it just gives me something to look forward to.
Thanks so much. Go celebrate. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yep.
No surprise here. God's Power Wahihe is the hell of a good player of the game. Find Hell of a Good Dips in stores near you and follow on Instagram at Hell of a Good Dips. Start dipping with Hell of a Good. More bowl games coming your way on Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio. Coming up next, the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl and the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. And later tonight, the Kinder's Texas Bowl. What a night here at America's most beloved ballpark. My thanks to our entire crew. On-site engineer Doug Lane, Hoppy Kercheval and Brad Howe in studio. Our spotter Bob Gale, sideline reporter Molly Cotton, and color analyst John Denton. I'm Kevin Gale on play-by-play, reminding you of our final score. Army West Point wins the 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl 41-16 over UConn. Thanks so much for tuning in. This has been Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio from First Team. Good night from Boston, Mass.
The 2025 Wasabi Fenway Bowl has been an exclusive presentation of Coca-Cola Bowl Season Radio, a division of First Team Ventures, LLC.